Dom. Dragons.
Yeah, dragons.
Dom. And dragons. Dum. Dragons.
Hello, and welcome to Dumb and Dragons, podcast where Helpful Goat Gaming plays Dungeons and Dragons with Dominic Monaghan. I'm Andrew Gilbert, and I'm your friendly neighborhood dungeon master. And I'm not alone. With me, as always, is the unbenevolent dictator of Helpful Goat, Galway, playing the Turtle Druid Mekek Tumbledown.
Hey, everybody.
Lena, playing the Azamar Warlock, Elef Fire.
Hi.
Adam, playing the Bugbarian, Connie Demure.
Hello, hello.
And, of course, Dominic Monaghan, playing the Halfling Monk, Cryon Fane.
Hi, friends. Drinking out my favorite mug tonight. Yummy.
Nice. All right. We are, gathered here to have a lot of fun and play a lot of games. Kind of while the world burns all around us. Please don't take this as us taking everything in the world lightly. We're certainly not. In fact, we play games sometimes because the world is so heavy a lot. And that's not an escape from games, because we believe that Dungeons & Dragons is really an expression of real life. And it certainly allows us to deal with real life in a lot of different ways. To that end, we've been working hard at Helpful Goat to make sure that that everyone knows Black Lives Matter. That if you type in !BLM in the Discord or in the chat, you can get a few resources to either do a little bit more research or something to maybe help donate to, as well as our !donate command in the chat. That'll hook you up, not with normally our own coffee page, but right now we're wanting to focus efforts on some other charities that really need a lot of help. And I believe we also have sort of a scrolling text of different places that you can check out during the stream as well. And that's sort of on the Black Lives Matter front. We are also just wrapping up Pride Month. And not only do we have a lot of people who identify as queer, LGBTQIA people in our community, we know we have a lot of fans that also do that, and we just want to say, like, we love you guys so much. It's been kind of a hard Pride Month in general, and that really sucks. One little bit of celebration on that was Adam's amazing Big Queer Orcs game that he DM'd last Friday?
Yeah.
And we had an amazing cast of Laron Reedus showed up, who's really good at this. Monty was there, at Miraculous Monty, Lena, our friend AJ, Adam, of course. Oh, and KT and Eric from Pork Fried Dice. So if you get a chance, is that up on YouTube?
It will be.
Will be soon.
It's on. Right. It's on Twitch for the next week or so. So you can...
Cool. Yeah. So you can check that out on our Twitch videos section after this, of course, because we want you to hear for this. But definitely check that out. And then it'll be on YouTube pretty soon as well. So on Twitch, we are affiliate, which means you're able to cheer and subscribe to us. And anyone who has Amazon Prime, you can subscribe for free through Twitch Prime. It's super easy to get those accounts linked and set up. It's free on your part, and it definitely helps support the channel. That's something you can do if you want to support us directly right now, if you have the means. Totally understand that not everyone has the means right now, because the world is on fire.
And we're trying to acknowledge, I think, these days that Twitch is not an unproblematic platform for us to be
100%.
on. So just we're aware of that. That's something we have discussions about that we grapple with. Last week we canceled our stream kind of in solidarity with the Twitch blackout kind of protest that was going on last week. And so yeah, we are pushing this site and the Twitch as a company to kind of own up to and kind of deal proactively with some of the abuse that happens here on this platform. We're really intentional about that. And, I think there have been some articles to that effect lately kind of showing about Twitch kind of maybe hopefully finally realizing oh, we've got to deal with this shit. So we're heartened by that. And
yeah. 100%.
In my ignorance, can I ask a question? Because I'm not
Sure.
on Twitch that much. I'm on Twitch to hang out with you guys. Is Twitch a platform that, for the most part, historically has just kind of ignored hate speech and let it happen, or has specific incidences happened recently?
They don't ignore, and it's not just hate speech. It's also misogyny, sexual assault from some of their top streamers. That's what the thing last week was a lot of them came out over not last weekend but the weekend before, talking about experiences they'd had with top streamers who had been really predatory at the least and outright sexually assaulted people at the worst. And Twitch has historically not done anything if the people are making them money. They'll do things, they'll ban and reprimand low-level streamers. If we did something terrible, they'd probably ban us in a second. We don't have that big of an audience. We're not making them much money. But for their people who are making a lot of money, they just kind of let them get away with anything. They don't apply things evenly if they apply them at all. And and there's also, because of gamer culture, there's a huge because of the toxicity that there exists in gamer culture, there's a huge toxic base on Twitch. So you'll end up with a lot of that toxicity in the streamers or in the streaming communities, and then nothing gets done about it. So people are pressuring them to actually enforce their terms of service evenly and ban people if they're being awful.
And our pause screen, our not live screen at the moment, is an image that was made by Twitter user Bad Luck Buddha that emphasizes this through imagery associated with assault and harassment survivor advocacy groups, and also just the literal Twitch terms of service, which is all people in this movement are really asking Twitch to enforce. Is it doesn't matter how much money these people made you. You have dozens of reports of harassment and assault that is in violation of your terms.
Right.
And there's been a
really,
few.
It's. Oh, sorry, Andy. I was just going to say, I find it really troubling that it's a computer program, so obviously it's built on code. Why can't they encode into the computer program that if you type this word, or we found out that you've said this word on our platform, you're out. Just have it be part of the makeup of the platform.
And they've left that decision and that sort of functionality to the individual streamers for the most part.
So you can
and the streamers have not
it yourself, you mean?
Right. Yeah. And so we police our own channel to a certain extent and keep that out. But not everyone does. And Twitch maybe should have a hand. That might be good.
Be compulsory. There's certain words that obviously
that would be cool.
We all know we can't say,
cool.
you know.
And they have made some very high profile bans lately. That is not necessarily fixing anything. That is at best maybe a step in the right direction. And so I think all we can do is hope that continues, and it's not just sort of woke capitalism, But
and the other thing that we can do, and I think the thing we do, is try to provide a community where people can be safe and be themselves and share in this thing that we all like to do, and get to comment on the fact that Lena's hair looks very good down. And to also the other point, and just to answer Dom, one of the things you were saying, that Rachel in chat has a very good point. It's not just about what's being said on Twitch, but how streamers, especially prominent streamers, are using their platforms in order to harass and abuse people, because they're celebrities, they've got large fan bases.
Right. Right.
So it is behavior that goes beyond just what people are typing in the quick chat.
Yeah. I was playing League of Legends a few weeks ago, and someone typed a word, which is a word that, does not get typed or used nowadays. And I was just astounded that the people at Riot had not allowed that to be typed. When you go to type it, it just comes across as a bunch of asterisks, and then throws the person out. That's crazy that they allow them to do that. If they're going to be irresponsible, then Riot need to be responsible about those people that can't make smart decisions, Nuts.
Yeah. So we just that's part of the community we're trying to create here, is just acknowledging these issues, and so just wanted to flag that we're thinking about it, and that we're proud of kind of the space, as Goy was saying, the space that we do kind of create and cultivate here on Twitch and on our Discord server. So,
and
if you'd like to.
We are very political. We're political.
Yeah.
And we're going to use our small audience and small platform to boost these issues, boost Black Lives Matter, boost things about LGBTQIA issues and, sexism and sexual assault in gaming and hate speech in gaming and all of that, because it's important. Everything is political. Politics affects every aspect of your life, and if you say it doesn't, it's because you don't have to acknowledge how it does, because you have the privilege to not see that. But everything is political, so we're gonna talk about this a lot.
Ignoring it feels icky, really icky.
Time's up on all that stuff. Especially on the ignoring.
So and if you are super into this and this is the kind of community you love, you please join our Discord as well. !Discord in the chat gives you a link straight up to come in and hang with us and chat with us. We've been adding a lot of content lately that has been very community focused and pulling certain people from the community at times to play games with us. And we tend to be streaming some stuff just on Discord sometimes too. Galway is going to do a birthday stream tomorrow. Happy birthday, Galway, by the way. And that's going to be playing Hades, and that's going to be only in our Discord. So if you kind of want to just chill and hang out with us at that point or something, come on in. And everyone's welcome. Just be cool. Don't be an asshole. And any other announcements?
Liv Tyler's birthday today.
It is. I saw
that. Yeah.
Elven princess.
She hasn't aged a day.
She really hasn't, It's
she's like Paul Rudd, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, Elijah's the same. A lot of people in that cast have quite youthful looks, but something about Liv T. She has perfect skin. She always has, and I think she turned 43 today. She's just younger than me, but I mean, wow, she looks fantastic.
She looks so young.
Yeah, good for her.
Awesome. Well, happy birthday, Liv.
Yeah, happy birthday, Liv T.
And I think then we're good. I think we can begin.
Where the hell were we? Where in God's name? All I remember there was a fight between Connie and Elef. That's what I remember from the last thing, because it was so traumatic.
A fight, a betrayal.
Let me tell you what happened last time on Dom and Dragons. The group faced a terrifying monstrosity that blew out a wall of a prison. It appears that most of the officers in this army have some sort of demon inside them. There's no way to face this force head on. Without a major course correction, it's only a matter of time before most Wigmolian cities are on fire. As the group dispersed after killing the Scorpion Man, Mikek and Cryon went shopping, and Connie and Elef took a weird roundabout way into some dark alleys. The rain began again, and Connie, still reeling from the effects of Mikek's soothing tea, seemed to lead Elef straight to turn in his bounty on her. The man who paid him seemed like he was going to pay for her and then take her away, but instead tried to attack Connie. A small fight ensued, Connie certainly fighting to seemingly save Elef at this point. And yet Elef seemed heartbroken that someone who had started calling her friend could do this to her. And Connie, in his shame, ran off. In order to console her, Cryon and McKeck suggested that perhaps now would be a good time to burn down the mayor's place. A little light property destruction. And they did that, in the rain, with the looming cloud of war advancing slowly on them all. They took the time to cathartically demolish the root of cowardice in their community. The town quickly gathered to cheer and watch it burn, and everyone for a moment sang and danced in celebration. But the clouds yearned to remind these folk what was just about outside their borders. Massive elk pulling the greatest siege fortress this land has ever known. And now, as the three of you, Cryon, McKeck, and Elef, hear the thunder to the east and see the elk now just a few miles outside of town, you all look up into the sky, putting down the sweets and noisemakers that had accumulated so quickly in this brief respite, and you see a small, dim orange light, obscured still by heavy, low-hanging clouds, and that light shoots upward, stalls for a moment, and then falls hurtling toward the ground, dispersing that orange across the fields to the east, maybe only a mile or so outside of Mythenmir's crops. You see this strange light followed by another, and finally the sound catches up like thunder, but deeper, as if an old raspy voice were trying to laugh. And you know that they're testing the range of the catapults and trebuchets as they're nearing your town. People begin to scatter.
Do they even need catapults and trebuchets for our town? Do we have a town wall?
No, not at all.
No, this is just lazy warfare. There's like, we don't want to come down there.
Also, salient question here. What is a trebuchet?
A trebuchet is like a giant crossbow, essentially. That's mounted and fixed.
Massive wheels and people push it. And
Siege engine type of stuff.
Technically, a trebuchet is a catapult that's a sling. You're thinking of a ballista.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of a ballista.
A ballista fire is a giant crossbow. Trebuchet is a sling-mounted catapult arm.
Oh, you're right.
And a catapult is a fixed basket.
Knowledge on it.
Yeah, there we go. All right, so the people in the town begin to scatter, and children are being scooped up quickly, ushered into the homes. McKeck, Kalia slowly grabs your hand, but her eyes are just fixed to the east. Cryon, a small child, lost in the confusion. They don't seem to be able to find their parents, but you quickly just kind of escort them gently over to Mother Mosey, who picks them up and sees their folks, returns them very quickly, and she gives you just a knowing nod. And Elef, you lock eyes with Rosie, and her eyes are just immediately sad, and she sighs heavily and then motions the three of you over to her. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna look up to Kitty, the pseudo-dragon on my shoulder. Well, Kitty, what was the take from the herbal marshmallows? I've just left Kitty in charge of the till when I was selling marshmallows in the square.
Nice. It underneath its wing, it tries to scoop up like maybe 20 copper.
That's good. That's cool. We should probably go deal with this, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna go talk to Rosie. I'm gonna go over to her.
Yeah. All right. The three of you kind of make your way through the crowd that is starting to get quite scared and flee the town square pretty immediately. But the three of you go over to her, and she grabs your hands, Elef. She says, "Child, there's There's no more time. It's now or never. If you're going to do something about that mountain, you'll need to find Connie again. And I know that does not sound good right now, but maybe you find him now and I help kill him later. I don't know. Whatever works. I'm afraid Burden isn't going to last much longer if that thing gets in range.
Cryon says to Elef, do you know the phrase, let bygones be bygones? Have you heard that before?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
like,
afraid
it was like 6 hours ago or something that he did this, and like he like tried to kidnap me and sell me for a bounty, and we were supposed to be friends, and he betrayed me. He broke my fucking heart. Like, I didn't have friends. I didn't have any friends. All my friends abandoned me, and like, when he was my friend, I thought he was my new friend, and he just started to kill me. So I just don't let it go. You know, I can't let it go, but I can figure kill him.
I think we can all agree it's terrible. It's terrible. You could have said that forwards and backwards, and we would all agree it's absolutely terrible what he's done to you. And at some point, when this is over, when we have taken care of this mountain, we will also be on your side, and we will ask him to explain himself. But have you heard of this other phrase, Elef? We have bigger fish to fry. I'm not talking about real fish. We're not going to eat now. I'm talking about a metaphorical fish that needs to be fried. The mountain is the fish. I'm sorry. Maquette, can you jump in here?
Look, what he did was pretty shitty. It was really shitty. And we can find ways of seeing why he did what he did and dealing with what we find from there. But we did get to burn down the mayor's townhouse. Yeah. That was fun, right?
That was fun.
And we're not going anywhere. We'll still be your friend. And honestly, I would much rather that if we're all pissed off at Connie because he did bad things, that he was between us and the giant monsters that are almost certainly living up there. Because otherwise it's going to be me, and I don't like that job. But, I mean, let's see, where would he even be? Probably somewhere connected with his...
house.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
In his dirty house. Dirty house. I don't know where else he'd be.
I didn't go there.
Weird story. That really weird story. That the story about like tinder and fires and a river. That was a weird story. So he did tell us that. So he could be either of those places, but also like I guess I'm like totally fine. I guess not totally fine. I guess I'm okay with him like being in our party, and we can use him. We can use him as our like shield, like our physical shield, like stick him in front of us, and then if he survives this, then we'll have a talk.
Yes. Are you aware of the phrase "put a pin in it"? Well,
that's going to result in stabbing. That's going to result in stabbing.
Not in him, Elef. We're not going to put a pin in him. Well, we might do that. But and the other thing that I wanted to say, Elef, is it's not just us that are angry at Connie, because Belinda, the broom, is also not that pleased, and I don't think she'll let Connie ride on her at any time in the near future. So we're all on your side. But remember the Bob thing? Remember the fact that we were a band of brothers and sisters, and we have this bigger mission? Can you put it behind you just for a little bit?
I can put it like beside me for a little bit. Like I can do both. It could be like here, and also like I'm still gonna make a lot of pointed comments and jabs, and like probably glare at him a lot, and maybe start crying. I don't know. We'll see. But like yeah, sure, we can go. Like we can find
salty.
So for a phrase that might be very applicable to you, put it on the back burner.
Ah! I like that one.
Oh, the idioms. Elef pats you. I'm sorry. Rosie pats you, Elef. Just kind of on the side and gives you a knowing nod, and then she is off, starting to give orders to the few people, a few of the fighters in town that she's used before. Some of the gang that you associate her with. And behind you, Makek, you hear vroom vroom, like squish something land and squish in the mud. And you turn around quickly. Somehow Kalia has called the griffins to her, and she's now sort of petting them, and then turns over the reins to the three of you. You also know that the sort of stashed alchemist's fire and stuff are on in a small warehouse kind of over by Connie's place. So if you wanted to, you could pick up a barrel of that or two, whatever you'd like.
I say we head to Connie's place, see if he's there. Come on, let's bury the hatchet. There's another idiom for you.
Okay, you gotta keep. Yeah, you gotta stop going with the ones that involve weapons in things.
Sorry about that. No, not.
There's a lot of them.
I'm gonna jump on Belinda. I'll see you over at Connie's.
Okay. All right, so Cryon, you get on the flying broom, take off. You're heading over there. McKeck and Elef, are you gonna stop by the warehouse? Over here?
Yeah, and I'm also gonna look between the two griffins, and I'm gonna try to remember which was the eloquent one and which was the kind of confused one, and make sure that I put Elef on the eloquent one.
Okay. Give me an animal handling real quick, or a nature, either way. Six. Yeah, you're pretty sure you got it, right?
I mean, I can also start concentrating on speak with animals. Like,
that wouldn't be bad. Yep.
Like, I would say that
you...
outside of my role, I'd probably be doing that anyway because it seems like it'd be useful in here.
Yeah, sure. And so, kind of thinking about it again, if you're taking Connie with you up on one of the griffins, that griffin probably wouldn't be able to carry a barrel then too. So right now you have only one, probably one that can have someone on its back and carry a barrel. But these things are incredibly potent, according to Rosie. You know, one should be fine for whatever you want to do with it.
The other thing I was gonna say was, so God, we're going into what is the airspeed velocity of a swallow. We have 4 people. We have 2 griffins and a broom.
Yeah.
I assume, like, how can we, and then we also have 2 barrels. How can we stack that weight up? Because, like, the broom didn't seem to have any problems supporting me.
True. If you wanted to trade, if Cryon and Elef, let's say, were on the same griffin, that would probably be the least amount of weight. It could probably also carry another barrel.
Oh, I thought Cryon was gonna ride his broom. Oh, but like
I was generally intending him to, but just for the shuffle of weights, because McKeck is also aware that he is quite heavy. So
as is Connie. He's a turtle. He's mostly bone.
I'm the heaviest party member.
I'm cool with that. I'm cool with riding tandem on a griffin. That sounds amazing. Yeah. It's some amazing D&D
but we'll switch when we get to the warehouse, I'd say.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, yeah, so you switch it up a little bit. McKeck, you've already tried the broom too. You can fly it. So right now, Elef and Connie take a griffin. Each of them take a barrel. Cryon, you actually flew, while they were trying to figure that out, you flew over to the BBBP, the Bugbear Bachelor Pad. Connie was not there at all.
Oh, I was going to give
you were able to...
He's not there. So I knock on the door, there's no one at home.
Yeah. No, it's unlocked. You know, you walk in, it looks as dirty and messy as ever. The birdcage is emptied. There's nothing here. You're not sure
he's gone
where he'd be. So yeah. So if you want to, you can then fly back and do some trading around, and
I'll fly back and join the party. I'll obviously let them know.
So he wasn't there. Do any of you know a location outside of the prison related to his secret homosexual lover? He uses that phrase so frequently that I have to assume it's all a proper noun.
What about the tavern? Is it worth looking in the tavern? Is he going to be drinking his sorrows away? Maybe, I don't know.
Elef, Ernie has dipped out of your hair and is now pulling on strands of your hair and kind of fluttering off, almost as if it's trying to get you to follow it. it just lands on your shoulder and starts kind of pulling your hair a little bit. And this is a little weird. You've never had the bird do this.
I'm just gonna go follow my bird now. But you guys can go to the tavern, so if you want, I'm just gonna follow my bird. I don't know what it wants. Maybe it's I don't know, taking me somewhere. It kind of seems like it, right?
You don't want us to come with you? It's up to you. It's up to you.
Makek, you do remember that this bird was, according to Connie, and Cryan, you'd remember this too because you heard him say it,
Like and
Elef, I'm sure, that the bird was sort of magically tied to another bird, and that the two of them always knew where the other one was.
Maybe it's trying to take me to its bird brother. Maybe it's trying to take me to the third bird brother. Do you remember hearing about that? Cryan, do you remember him telling us about the third bird brother who's supposed to be with Vern? Maybe it's time to take us to that one. We should just follow the bird. I mean, I know we should go to the mountain, but I guess we have to find Connie. Maybe it's going to take us to Connie, but maybe it's going to take us to
let's
Vern.
follow the bird. Let's follow the bird. No, it's good. Good shout. Good shout.
All right. So you let the bird loose. Elef and Crown, you each get on a griffin. Give me an animal handling check. Cryon with advantage. And then Elef just straight.
So how do I do advantage? Do I just roll it? Animal handling?
At the top, there's a little toggle for advantage,
Nice.
normal, disadvantage. Yeah.
Oh,
A 20 for Dom.
saucy.
And a 5 for Elef. All right. So Elef, yeah,
I got you.
you're on your griffin, and right now it seems to be just kind of leaping from rooftop to rooftop. And Makek and Cryon are able to sort of guide their broom and their griffin to follow the bird very easily. But it's getting hard. You're having a hard time dealing with this. Would you like to change it up a little bit on how you're interacting with the griffin?
Sure.
Incidentally, at this point, has my speak with animals ritual casting gone off?
Yeah, about this time. Yeah, that would work.
So I'm gonna turn to the one that Cryon is riding. Hello?
Yes, how are you?
Fuck. Yeah. Could you maybe tell your friend to not murder my friend? With throwing her off the roof.
It's tedious, but I suppose, yes. And so,
Appreciate it.
Cryon, your griffin sort of swoops back down, lands on a building next to Elef, and you see them kind of bobbing their heads up and down, kind of cackling a little bit to each other. And Makek, you hear you hear a strange conversation about, yes, the turtle one wants you not to kill their friend. And then the other one says, I'm friend. And then, yes, you are friend, yes. But please, if you don't mind, it's important. And after just a minute of this back and forth, Elef, go ahead and roll again with advantage. This time as the Cryon and Makek leap into the air again.
Oh.
Very good. If it is advantage, so you can roll one more.
Better. You okay there?
We lose? Lena?
Oh no.
Okay.
I just saw it. It's on
There we go.
Now it's
Okay.
with advantage. So 21 and 13.
21 and 13. Very good. Yes. So 21. Excellent. Yeah, you've something that the other griffin spoke to this griffin seemed to make them listen to you a lot more, and you're able to now guide them very easily with just kind of brushing your hand across their feathery back where their wings meet. And you feel really good about now being able to do this. And so your bird, Ernie, takes off. It is Ernie, right? Bert was Connie's?
Ernie.
Okay. Ernie, takes off, flying in front of you. It's the rain is still pretty heavy, and so it's kind of smacking into your face. This is an uncomfortable way to fly. But it does sort of then lead you east, starting kind of on the outskirts of Burden. And as you're kind of approaching the sort of lake and the stream on the east side of town, you also do see a little bit of campfire in the distance.
You're going to see McKeck sigh and pull out a shillelagh. Every time we go to the woods.
All right. All right. On the northeast side of town, a stream cracks a swath of green across the mud and dried grasses of the Burden outer limits. The banks of the stream rise straight up on either side, a little taller than a bugbear's head. And on either side are thick green bushes and grasses that support thousands of birds that chirp and fly back and forth, bouncing from one side of the bank to the other. And on the western bank, at a spot under an old tree, a stone slab has been laid, which holds back the greenery and hides whoever might be sitting there from prying eyes. And to the right of this is a campfire. The flames lick the nearby grasses, and the smoke rises up into the tree, dissipating somewhere above it. The tree that shades this slab and keeps the rain off of anyone who might be sitting here is old, knotted, a bit hollow at points, ugly perhaps, but still alive, still producing a brownish flower that blooms in the fall. This flower looks like death, but it smells sweet. And a large hive of bees has made a home in this tree, and their activity now sounds just like a single low hum to the witness of this serene spot. Connie, what are you doing here?
Connie is sitting on that the stone slab by the fire. You said there's one, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's kind of hunched over. You said it's raining, right?
It is, but the tree has covered this spot and the fire with its sort of bright red and orange leaves.
Connie's seated there. His hat is sitting next to him. He's kind of just hunched over, and he's got a stick, and he's kind of just poking at the fire a little bit. Bert is kind of hopping around next to him, kind of doing a little dance around the rim of his hat, I suppose.
Yeah.
And Galway's just Galway. I just saw Galway's name in the Roll20 chat. Connie is just sort of murmuring to himself, grunting, sometimes chuckling, and then sometimes weirdly kind of getting choked up and resorting back to a grunt to kind of cover things up a little bit. But that's what he's doing right now.
Okay. Give me an investigation check.
A 3.
A 3. All right, yeah. So, Connie, this is a tree in which you and Vern would often meet here, and you would often use the sort of nooks and crannies of this tree to hide notes or like small little gifts to each other. And out of instinct, being this is your first time back for a while, maybe, or maybe you come often, but just out of instinct, you sort of reach under one of the knots of the tree and just feel real quick. You don't feel anything. And your heart sinks just a tiny bit, and you sit down, and then you had made your fire and whatnot.
Yeah.
I feel like Cryon. They all see Connie, right?
Right. So about now is when the rest of you kind of land in the tall but dry grasses of the field here, and you see the smoke from the campfire, and you see a very dark, sort of brown shape huddled in the corner. And at this, Elef, Ernie starts kind of just doing circles around your hair and then dips back in. It seems they've brought you to where they wanted to.
I feel like Cryon kind of goes over to Elef and says, "You see that, right? You see that Connie-sized shape over there, Elef?"
Yeah, I mean, I think it's Connie. I don't think it's just Connie-sized shape. I think it's actually Connie, probably. And Elef.
Should we just leave you to it? Do you want to go? Do you want us to come with you? Do you want to?
Maybe you just could back me up, like be with me, but
Sure.
I mean, I'm just gonna have to get on the fucking bird or hippogriff, whatever this is. It's not hippogriff. I think that's probably trademarked. And I'm just gonna kind of fucking go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll stand shoulder to shoulder to you. We won't say a word. I mean, I generally don't say a word when I'm around you anyway. So just you do you, and we'll do us.
Sounds good. And I'm gonna land in front of Connie.
Technically, what's in front of Connie is the stream, and a large.
So now we're
divot.
wet. Now we're soaking wet. Brilliant.
You want to land in the stream, or on the other side of the bank, or
just,
right behind him?
So I'm still directly in front of him, but can Griffins hover? Is there a hover mode on this?
Oh, I see. Yeah. You're bouncing up and down as its wings are taking flight again, each time. So you look a little funny, but you are able to hover ish in front of Connie. And Connie, that's then kind of the first thing you see. You weren't expecting anything here other than the tiny birds that flip back and forth. But then all of a sudden you see a griffin and Elef riding it. And for a split second, you think, "Oh, this is how I die."
Yeah. 100%.
War griffin time.
Yeah. Oh, Elef has come for revenge on a flying, terrifying monster.
Hey, come on, Connie. You're still not my friend. I still hate you because you tried to sell me to that man. I don't even know where that man wanted me. Who the fuck that was? Do you know who the fuck that was? But that's not important right now. Anyways, fuck you. But you need to get on the fucking griffin, because we gotta go kill Siege Santa. Okay, come on.
I'm no good, Elef. I'm no good. I don't. You guys can do it without me. I'll just stay here, and if you want to shoot fire at me or something, put me out of my misery right now, you can do it. Go for it. You can help me with this fire. You can make it big and bigger until it consumes me. How about that?
Elef is gonna pause and look like she's considering it.
Love it.
Okay, but we have to put things to the other side of us and bury hatchets in people's backs and stick pins in people and all of those things. We have to do all those things because apparently we need you to kill Siege Santa, right? Because have you seen us? Cryon is very fast and stabby, but not he's not like a big ass bugbear, and I can't take a hit at all. And McKeck has really low HP for some reason, but it's really hard for him to get hit. But when he does get hit, it's really bad. So we need you. We need you. We can't do this on our own. We need you to kill Siege Santa.
Elef, why would you want me to join you all for this? How can you even stand to look at me? I can't even. I can barely stand to look at you right now.
Connie, look, this is a worthwhile conversation to have.
They're here too.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to frighten you. It's a worthwhile.
Snuck up behind you through the grass.
I'm spry.
Oh yeah.
It's a worthwhile conversation to have, Connie, and we can definitely have that conversation at some point in the future. We'll give you that time and space. But, this war is happening. The time is of the essence. So let's deal with the thing in front of us now, and then later on we can have the big pity party. We can light a big fire, throw you in it. Whatever you want, we'll do it. But we got bigger fish to fry, right, Elef? Remember, fish.
Did you bring fish? Is this literal fish?
No, it's figurative fish. I'm sorry. It's a hornet's nest. I shouldn't have started it.
I don't want to fry the birds. Those aren't hornets. Those are bees. I shouldn't have fried the bees. Bees are good. We shouldn't fry bees. Yeah, Connie, we need you. And this isn't like I don't forgive you. You were like my friend, right? You gave me a friendship, and we were gonna be friends. We were gonna be really good friends.
It's okay.
And then you tried to give me to a bad man for money.
Sure.
So that's the thing that happened, and it was very upsetting. So I'm not over this, but also we do need you. We can't do this. We literally can't do this without you. You're asking why why I want you there. It's because you're a meat shield. So come be our meat shield, okay? It's what you're good for. I'm actually doing this when I'm pissed off. Maybe somebody else should talk to you who's not as pissed off as you. This probably isn't rousing or making you want to fight and do a good job. Isn't letting you know. It's probably just making you feel worse about yourself.
From directly above Connie, because I assume that unlike the griffins, the broom doesn't really make any noise or downdraft. You're just gonna hear. So why?
What, you're here too? Damn it!
McKeck is just kind of leaning sideways on the room. Yeah, I'm here too, buddy. I second everything that Elef said, but I'd also like to ask a question, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure, ask away.
Why did you go ahead and give Elef to the person who'd paid the bounty?
I don't know. I was feeling weird. I was feeling weird ass. After that battle. I was a weird ass Connie. I felt angrier than ever, and Elef. Yes, I tried giving you to that asshole for money, yes, but it's not. It's never been about that, all right? I've been kind of having a hard time with the bounty hunting, and so this big bounty on your head would have been really helpful for me, sure. But the fact is, it's not really about the money. The fact is, there's a reason why seeing you gets me all worked up. And it's because, damn it, you are a constant reminder to me of Vern. That's what every time I look at you, that's what I think of.
As he says that, McKeck, just real quick, you notice in the tree next to Connie, there's a squirrel acting really weird. It's trying to it looks like it's trying to pull something out of the tree, just a little higher up than eye level. But it looks like something is stuck kind of in there. And then when it sort of rears back and then tries again, it almost looked like some sort of cloth wrapping of something.
I'm gonna float over. You all are doing great. Keep going. And in B speech, in B speech, pardon me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab that now.
Fucking get it out of my tree! It's been in my tree. It's been stupid. It's been stupid in my tree.
Now I
for
remember
a long fucking time, man.
Don't talk to squirrels that often. Also stops, looks at squirrel. This is entirely silent from the perspective of anyone, or incomprehensible from anyone down there. Looks at squirrel, Looks at Elef. Looks at Squirrel. Looks at Elef. We'll pull that out.
It's whatever it is, it's kind of stuck. So you do have to kind of, it takes a bit of strength to pull it out, and when you do, the broom sort of goes back and you have to kind of steady yourself a bit, and you're holding what looks to be a cloth package, but it's like once you've pulled the whole thing off, it's heavy, and it's like almost 6 feet long. And as that's happening above your head, Connie, there's a letter that just drops right in front of you.
In front of me?
Yeah. Seemingly loosed by this, by him ripping something out of a tree. Lucid?
Loosened. Loosed is necessarily.
Yeah, it was loosed. It was set free. It's something.
Well, then I guess, and Connie is aware that this kind of fell from the tree.
Yeah.
All right. I guess that. Yeah, Connie would pick that up and.
You pick up this envelope and flip it over, and it says "To Connie" on it.
All right. I guess that. Yeah. I guess he'd open it, paw it a little bit, and open it, and check out this letter.
It's now in your handouts section.
All of ours, or just Connie's?
Just Connie's for now. If he wants
Darn
to
it.
share it, I'll give it to everyone.
I will, for the benefit of the stream, I'll read it out loud, I guess.
Do you want to,
unless you want to read it out loud as Vern?
the person, or do you want to read it as Connie?
No, you read it as Vern.
Okay. All right. Here's what it says. Yeah, I can put it in everyone's handout real quick.
Oh, apologies. What was you?
So it's Connie, the first thing you notice is it's written in Goblin, which is your native sort of birth language. And it's not something Vern often spoke, if ever. But it's written in that, and it says, "To Connie, well, them's the Goholmians are coming. The Wickmore cowards retreated beyond the town, so there ain't nothing left to stop 'em but old Vern. And you know I ain't one to back down from a fight I ain't gonna win. Look, if you ever make it back this way, and you ain't too sore at me still, maybe you'll get to thinking about old times, and that'll bring you to this spot. Connie, I am proud that I never said sorry. Never once in my life. Never to no one, and that's something. Not sure my ma ever taught me the Orcish for it. So I learned a bit more of your tongue and thought I might say it in Goblin. I mean to run a lot of people out of my life. Bandits, gamblers. Folks would call me son, but I swear to you now on the lily pads in the stream, you weren't one of them. Looking back, I never could get my brain round us. Two of the hardest heads in the rugged damn place. And of course, we weren't looking to be kind to each other after that last fight. But one of us needs to bite the arrow. My dog is scratching right now at the door. It's okay, Mugen.
Use it.
It's the squirrel scratching at the tree still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't go bad at him. Stop that.
I'm sorry.
Stop it.
No, that was a squirrel. Sorry.
Mostly for not saying it until after I'm in jail or gone. In fact, I don't I don't know what this will exactly do. Maybe the next time you have a difference with someone, you won't run as far. Maybe you'll give them a chance to hear an apology. An apology.
Dog barks.
Whatever. I believe in you. So much so I'm willing to bet Betty on it. That's what's in the package. She's yours now. Better in your paws than some damned captain's trophy case. See ya, Vern.
So, yeah, so Connie's reading this, and as he reads it, yeah, definitely like tears, bugbear tears well up in his bugbear eyes.
Is it true that when bugbears cry, like Bing Bong from Inside Out, do they cry candy? Is that true? Is that just a...
They don't cry candy. They cry bugs.
Oh
God.
maybe.
Jesus Christ.
Horrified.
Can
I'd
we
like to
not?
go ahead. I'd like to go ahead and take that back. Let's. He is crying. No, he's crying candy. He's crying Skittles.
Okay.
I would have gone with. I thought you were going to go with like vinegar or something.
Or something, yes.
And then you're just like bugs. Like, ha!
Either way, bugs or Skittles, Cryon stood underneath him like this. Just like, don't mind me, just catching and running off. Loves Skittles. And he loves bugs.
Wow. Imagine that. Just as I was about to talk about Vern, I get a letter from him. That feels fated. Rugged, damn it. Elef, when I look at you, I think about this man who wrote this letter here. And that's because over the past 10 years, or over the 10 years that I was with Vern, every time that I had a narrow scrape with you, every time you fucked up my shit and I came this close to catching you and then couldn't, I just got fuming mad. It would ruin my day, my week. But Vern was always there. He and I didn't have a perfect relationship. We got in fights often, but he had a sense of humor. And he would try to make things light that were heavy. And every time you escaped from my clutches and put me in a foul-ass mood, Vern he'd plan a little camping trip out here where we met the River Titwitch. We'd come out and he'd be all romantic and shit because he knew that it would cheer me up, and it did every time. And it became a weird ritual, a weird tradition for us. Every year, our annual post-Elef escape camping trip. And so when after I was coming down from that weird-ass shit Meatcat gave me, I saw you again, and I standing there, and I thought to myself, what am I doing talking about justice and mercy? That's not who I am. That was who Vern was, but he was better than me. It's what got him killed, was because he was good. He stood up to the Gahonians. Now he's gone, and I'm just left here to be the shitty person that I've always been. And so I just had to, I don't know, had to get you out of there, had to finally capture you once and for all. But I guess, to be honest, I don't think I really wanted to capture you or turn you in for the bounty. I think what I really wanted was one more failed attempt at getting you where I wanted you. One more failed attempt at capturing you, so that maybe I could come out here for one last annual camping trip with Vern. And he wasn't here, but this letter was. And I guess what I was trying to say back in town earlier was that I am sorry. Right, I am sorry for trying to turn you in. I was upset and I was confused. Now, I can promise you it's never going to happen again because, well, that guy was an asshole and betrayed me. That's part of it, but also genuine kind of feelings of remorse about that. And this letter's got me all feeling weepy. Vern and I never apologized to each other. That was part of this letter that I just read in silence in front of the three of you. And yeah, I'm sorry, Elef. I didn't mean to hurt you. I was navigating my own hurt, and I hurt you in the process. That's it.
Okay, I mean, I guess it's. Can we be friends? Can we have friendship parties? We can still have friendship parties. I mean, I get it, right? I get being upset and hurt. Like, Rosie disappeared for 7 years, and I thought she was probably dead, and I guess she wasn't dead, so I guess I have that. But like, she still hasn't really told me where the fuck she went, and she's been really acting kind of strange, and it's not like the same as it was. Like, it wasn't the same. It wasn't like, I wasn't like, that'd be weird. She was like a maternal figure for me. I wasn't like I wasn't into her like that. But like even if I had been, like okay, either way, like it's just it's weird having her come back, right? And she's back, but it's like she would like wasn't back. It's like she wasn't back. Maybe and it's like she's been gone, and like there's all that stuff left unsaid between us in like the seven years, and like all that. So I get it. I get like not being able to like say things, and I like I get like not having closure because I don't have that even with her back, and I get like I get it. It's hard. And I get having the hurt and the pain because like she was all I had, and then she went away, and he was all you had, and then he I guess probably died. Like I guess he's dead. Which is like really fucking sad. Like right? Like that's super sad. Like he was like the only one who ever managed to capture me, but that's still fucking sad because he was like a good guy. He was just on the wrong side of good, but he was still on the good side, right? He was just on a different side of good than I was. But he was a good person, so it's really sad he's dead. And like I get really upset and hurt about that. Like I understand. So I understand acting from hurt. I understand acting from pain. Like yeah, I guess I mean I forgive you. We can still be friends. We can have friendship parties, and maybe he's not dead, or maybe we can find a necromancer and we can find his body and we can raise him from the dead. Like this is a magic world. Like we can find a necromancer.
Wait, hold on. You for what me? You used a word there I'm not familiar with.
I forgive you. I forgive you. We can be. It means that I'm not upset and angry anymore. We can be friends. We can have friendship parties, and it'll be okay. It's okay. Like I get it.
Oh.
That's lovely, you guys. Hey, Connie, are you done crying? Because those Skittles were delicious.
I'm not done crying because I'm about to cry some tears of friendship.
Okay,
here they come. Here, all right, here I'll aim my bugbear eyes at you so you can capture the Skittles. Elef, of course we can be friends. Of course I understand that it's hard when people go away and they come back changed, and communication changes between people that you're in relationship with. And the fact is that now when I look at you, and with this letter in hand, and with Betty over there, which I know entirely what Betty is, because I just know that, and I'm not curious about it, because I kind of know what it is. But with all this here, I'm beginning to realize that seeing you and remembering Vern maybe doesn't have to be a feeling of pain or loss. Maybe it can be a reminder of something good that I had. And so now the prospect of having you around feels really good to me. Oh, here comes some more Cryon. I'm crying. I'm crying.
Elef is gonna get in the way of catching the Skittle tears because she's gonna throw herself at Connie and hug him really tight.
Oh.
Are friendship tears a different like flavor set of Skittles?
Pineapple.
Okay, like those the tropical ones.
Yeah, different flavors coming up. I love that. Andy, how are you feeling about us making that canon?
It's canon for Connie, not all bugbears cry Skittles.
So I think
There's something wrong with Connie.
Sitting on his
tear ducts.
Sitting on his broom, holding this like heavy cloth wrapped package that he extracted from the tree, McKeck looks down at this and looks at Cryon bouncing around attempting to collect Skittles in both hands. Connie sobbing Skittles. Elef like launching off of a griffin like to embrace like this is nice and they're still assholes, but I see some of the behaviors that could have caused the Goholnians to judge us.
Oh, yeah. Mikek, while Elef is hugging.
For the love of God, drop the tear, Skittles.
While Elef is hugging Connie, he'll kind of look up at Mikek and be like, Mikek, I want you and me to have a conversation at some point about maybe finding a way to turn these herbal soothers of yours into something, I don't know, maybe a bit more palatable for me. Maybe some kind of micro-dosing situation, something where I could get the benefits but without the awful come down afterwards. What do you think?
I can have Kalia run some compounds. They might be back ready for us by the time we get back. Assuming the town hasn't burned down.
Yeah, burned down. There's a mountain.
If you were going to describe
It's Santa.
As you say all this, in the distance, you hear another.
Oh, right.
So, we should probably go and fucking deal with that, but also we should probably go tell Kalia to make those, and also we need to I forgot we need to tell Rose and Kalia to free the elk while we're busy, because if they can free the elk while we're creating a distraction on the mountain, then everything will be good. But we didn't communicate that to them at all because we were just really upset about Kalia, so we just followed our brain out here. And now we're here with the birds, and it's really great, and it's we're all friendly again. There's tear Skittles, and it's wonderful. But also we need to go tell them.
Yeah, we do need to go do that. We need to handle the shit. But first, I wanna unwrap this package that.
Oh right, I forgot about that.
That my deceased homosexual lover left for me after our falling out, which was really tugging at my bugbear heartstrings. And while I unwrap this package that I Connie know exactly what's in here because it's part of my backstory. Cryon, would you do me a favor and play some tune on that ocarina of yours while we sit here and enjoy Skittles and while I open a present?
Oh, it would be my great joy. Hang on.
From floating up above you, you're going to hear McKeck's voice. So if you were going to put a price point on a 7-day supply of these microdoses, what might you be thinking?
I guess maybe as long as it's less than what I took off the body of, what's his name? What's the name of that guy that I tried giving Elef to?
You didn't know his name.
Oh, God. But Connie's an idiot.
What kind of bounty hunter are you?
Connie's such a bad bounty hunter. I love it. But I did take... I took that money off of him, so that's good.
It is good. All right, Cryon, you kind of sit down. You start playing the ocarina.
Oh, that was a nice little tune. How about another one, Cryon? One more. I'm not done opening this package yet.
This is an old song about an uncle. Oh, hang on. I can do two things at the same time.
And again, thank you to Sam Winnie who composed those little Dom specific ditties.
That was an ode to my great one-legged uncle, Mr. Misopheles. Dead now.
Yep.
All right, what is Betty, Andy?
All right, so you unwrap this very long package that's very heavy. Betty is a kanobo. And a kanobo is... Kanabo? I forget how it's spelled. Kanabo. Kanobo. Doshite. I forget. But it's generally a giant kind of almost looks like a baseball bat, with like metal nubs in sort of the heavy end of this thing. It is a ridiculously terrifying two-handed weapon, and you know that it happened to be one of Vern's magical weapons.
Ooh, he left it for me?
He left it for you.
Can you put that in my inventory at some point?
Sure. Yeah. It's a versatile weapon too, so you can do it one-handed, but you can't quite get a lot of strength with it.
Would it make sense to just use my existing one-handed, two-handed pike stuff, but just adjust the damage? Or well, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. But yeah, I can work on that. So you've also rested. You've taken a moment to breathe. You are all level 5 now. So why don't we actually go ahead and roll some hit dice then as well, while I put that in there.
I will roll first a d12.
As a reminder for everyone, how we do hit dice on this is the player rolls and then they can choose to take their roll, or they can have Andy roll and they must take Andy's roll if they, whatever he rolls, if they have C.
Did I roll an 8 or an 11?
You rolled an 8
rolled
and then
an
it
11.
added your...
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Plus your con mod, because the hit
Plus your
die
con mod.
automatically adds the con mod to it. So
you taking the 8?
Yeah, that feels fine.
Cool. Who's next?
I can go. I'm a D8.
Okay.
I'm gonna take yours, Andy. What's yours?
Yeah. Mine is...
Oh!
Fuck yeah.
Oh, an 8. That's gonna come in handy. I mean, for whatever.
I
Who's
guess I'll
next?
go.
All right.
There you go. Oh, I'll take yours too, Andy.
All right. I rolled
Ah,
a 4.
Marginally
so plus
better.
1 is 5. So it's actually one better than you rolled there. So you gain 5 hit points.
I'll take mine.
Cool. All right. So Cryon, you've gone up to 31 total.
sweet. This is all on my character sheet, yeah?
Yep, you're good there then. I got that.
Nice.
Whoops, didn't mean that, sorry. All right. Yeah, actually, Adam, I'll put that in at the break.
Perfect.
Because I don't think you'll fight anything before then. Maybe. All right, so, group. You said you wanted to head back to town real quick to talk to
real
Kalia
quick,
and Rosie,
communicate
and then
plans.
before doing what you're going to do with the thing. Yeah. All right. So, Cryon and Elef get on one griffin. Connie, you get on one griffin, but this is the first time you're riding a griffin, so I need you to make a animal handling check.
Oh, man. This could be fun, right? Let's see here.
Totally.
Floating somewhere above you, Mickey.
Ooh, boom.
Nice.
All right.
19 animal handling check.
19.
Very good. Yeah, you've been around beasts like this before. You're pretty good at this. Griffins in the area, especially. Vern taught you to ride one a long time ago, so this is like riding a bicycle. So the four of you take off again for the moment, and head back to kind of the town square, where you see Rosie now armed with her trusty crossbow, and Kalia as well, still in the square, kind of talking, giving orders, trying to figure out what to do. And when they see all of you fly down again, with Connie this time, they're all kind of, you can tell they just take a sigh of relief. And Kalia comes up to you, Mikek, and says, what can I do? How can we help?
It'd be good if you could look into a microdosing situation for the C-17 compound.
Oh, okay. Is that...
No, I just scared my cat a lot with my Elef voice. I don't know, I scared him a lot, but he just ran away. That's really sad. Anyway, that's not the important thing right now. Like, that's important. This is also like we're coming to tell them to release the elves. The elves? Elk. The elk. When we create a distraction, we need to release the elk. Okay?
Oh, yeah. A few of us were gonna, maybe lay an ambush or something, but we can make sure that we free the elk. Sure. That's a great idea.
That too.
And Elef comes over with her.
Elef?
I'm sorry, Rosie. Rosie comes over with her crossbow, and kind of like levels it at you for a second, Connie, and just is like, okay. And then she does that 2-finger eye thing that Elef had done to her.
I deserve that.
And she tugs on you. You're still on the griffin, I assume. The Elef. She kind of tugs on your pant leg, and is just like, "All right, girl, you good?"
Yep. We made up. We're friends again. We're friends. He was going to kind of similar stuff to what I've gone through with you. Like with his, except his person is dead and not just gone for 7 years and then came back with no real explanation. Still, not really telling, not really explaining why they just disappeared for so long. Then that was the only person that I cared about, who cared about me, and then they just disappeared for 7 years. But his person died, not disappeared for 7 years. So we're talking about him right now, not me. We're talking about, but he was going through the same stuff, right? So he was hurt with that.
Elef, it's okay. I promise, we'll catch up even more when you get back, okay?
Okay, I might die.
Please don't.
I'm not planning on it, but it might happen. It could happen. Like you said, there were giants. Giants are really bad.
Well, then she kind of comes over and then she takes your hand and she just squeezes it real hard, and then she puts it back on the griffin. And then immediately she starts rounding up a few more people and ushering them off to the side. Kalia then comes over to you, Cryon, on the back of Elef's thing, on the back of Elef's griffin as well. And she says, "It's very important that you do something about the mountain. But no matter what happens, please come back."
Me?
Yes.
That's so sweet. Yeah, I'll come back. We'll all come back. Don't worry about that. And we will do something about the mountain. In fact, it gives me an idea. Cryon pulls out the letter that was given to him. Oh no, what? That he took from Nine, and says, "Hey guys, can I just read you this thing for a minute? It's that letter, the letter that I took from Nine. I just want to read the first little paragraph again to you guys. Are you cool with that?"
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Blah, 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 Nine, blah, blah, blah. "You've been given the directive to end the war peacefully, but that is not an efficient way to do this. The lesser peoples of Wigmols should be made to bend to the will of the Gorhonians. Only then will peace be enforced. Do whatever it takes to end this war quickly at the expense of any number of Wigmolian lives." And then blah, 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 kill, crying, blah, blah, blah. We know all that. Fine, we don't need to worry. She's dead.
Bitch kicked my sister.
she did kick your sister, who seems to be a very gentle person, Mikek, if you don't mind me saying.
Cryon, I think she's into you.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't have a very good meter for that, so you might need to help me out. Was that a flirt that just happened? Was it a flirt?
It was a flirt. It was a flirt.
Kalia is listening to all of this, and she then just grabs like your shirt collar, Cryon, and just like pulls you in for a kiss. Yes, it was flirting. Now don't fucking die. And then she turns around and
He's not real perceptive about that. He kept thinking that Connie and Elef were trying to get alone time to flirt.
Some people, you just gotta grab them and kiss them or beat them with a magic stick. I know.
It's what Gamma always said.
She tastes of chamomile tea. Do you taste chamomile tea?
Are you asking that of Mikek?
Oh, yeah, sorry, not go away. God, it's so meta, you guys.
Mikek's gonna blink. I assure you, I will endeavor that you never have occasion to find out. Also, she's holding a flask of chamomile tea, so...
Just so you know, Mikek, if you are poisoned by an arrow and the only thing that will revive you is a kiss, I'll be at the front of the line.
I appreciate that.
It's a very specific thing, Dom.
Well, it could happen. Who knows in this crazy world? But what I wanted to say, guys, is that letter I was always wondering why I held on to it. And obviously I knew that, she had come to try and kill me and all that kind of stuff, but I should have thrown it away at that point. But now in reading that sentence over and over again, it's making this mission to the mountain not only make sense for us, for Bob, and for the people of Burden, but also it might give me an opportunity to get back into this religious order that I was thrown out in disgrace. There's something coming together here, guys. There's a symbiosis.
Coming together.
Wait, like, if you look up, I'm not understanding this. Like, why would you want to be back into that religious order and they just, like, send somebody to kill you?
I was gonna...
Send somebody to kill you.
Like, if you want that, that's great, but they literally sent an assassin to further discredit and or murder you.
All the more reason to go ask him about it.
Yeah. I mean, she's dead now, guys. There's some answers that I need to get solved. Anyway, suffice to say, mountain, let's do this, etc.
So, Andy, as a quick question, I know that Kalia and some of the other people that sort of worked as herbalists had been making that kind of accelerant oil.
Mm-hmm.
What form / amount is that taking? Are we sort of going with like little grenades of it, or
of the accelerant?
Yeah.
So so it's weird. There's a large kind of nut that is generally hollow, like a hollowed out sort of coconut with a very sticky sort of enzyme-y, viscous sort of skin on it, which will stick to things as well. And so Kalia had the brilliant idea, I can fill these with it, and then you can stick them on the side of the barrels so that however they blow up, that should also blow up and give it a 10 times boost here.
Nice.
So she'll give you about 6 of those.
Fucking badass.
Nice. All right. So kind of the only you're sort of thinking in your head, what are some of the things that Cryon looked at when he did a scouting mission? There was something very scary in the air around this thing. You can maybe find the really small cave opening by the waterfall, but in the cloud cover, that's going to be kind of difficult again. So keep all that in mind as you want to feel your approach. Do you want to try to hide in the cloud cover? Do you want to try to rise above it to get a better viewpoint of things?
I seem to remember briefing Bob when I came back about what I'd seen, right? I'd seen potentially a dragon in the clouds. Okay, so we all know that, so I don't need to... Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, it seems that the location that you found was a good relevant entrance. Crystals, dancing giants, etc. One question, how close was it to the metal spikes that you saw? And were those accessible in any way?
They were kind of on the top part of the mountain, I believe, if what you're talking about is right, and the around the camp, basically, on the slope of the mountain itself. This is almost kind of underneath the base of the mountain.
So the spikes were driven into the top of the mountain, not harnessed underneath?
Oh, no, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Those, I was thinking like protective sort of spikes. The things that were like hooked up to the
anchors, basically the mount screws.
Yeah, those giant anchors were on the bottom of that thing. There was like one or two that were close to the entrance. But a decent amount of them were kind of, on the front side of that bottom part. And this is on the back end of the waterfall side.
Okay.
And you know, like I'm pretty spry, you guys, and smaller than the rest of you. But when I found that little cave entrance, it wasn't difficult. There didn't seem to be too many people around. It was only when I got inside the cave that there seemed to be some sort of religious ceremony worship thing going on. So if we get up there and see that entrance again, I'm pretty sure we can get in there. But
and you think that there was something that was looking for you, so I wonder if perhaps I could help us move stealthily and our griffins. Metagame, pass without trace.
Sure.
Which might buy us
a spell?
Yeah, the same spell that I used to help us infiltrate the town when we came back in. That could help us buy a little more time to look for the cave.
Love that.
And if Cryon had a general sense of, like, it was at the back, it might be possible to sort of swoop around and at least be starting from we're on the exact opposite side of where we should be. Right?
Yeah.
I can also cast invisibility on two of us. Although that does take up one of my spell slots, and I can't, like, the griffins don't count as part of us, so they would just look like they were floating. I don't know if we should do that or not. I mean, they are floating. They would just look like they would still be noticeable.
It might be better to hold.
You could hide like Connie and his griffin, technically, if you wanted to hide one of you entirely. But that also, it's a spell slot.
We might wait until we're actually.
I'm not too worried. I get them back quite easy, but I don't know if we're gonna get short rests.
We might wait until we're actually infiltrating with that one. That could be helpful for.
That makes sense.
Dom or someone else then. Not Dom. God, all of us have done it.
I haven't. I just don't call anybody by names, characters, or people.
That's helpful.
Yeah.
From what we've seen though, like there's what we're calling Siege Santa. Where is that person? Is that person always kind of on the outside of the mountain or something?
Cryon didn't see him in his last recon mission.
But we all saw him. We all saw that particular. It was like a giant when we first saw the mountain, right?
Yeah.
And where was he on the mountain, and what was he doing?
Just on the front face slope of the mountain, where the kind of main encampment is.
And from what Cryon saw and reported to us, would we think that that Siege Santa is basically the same size as the figures that he saw doing the ritual inside the mountain?
No, he would be a bit taller.
So he's like big, and then
yeah. While those things were 30 to 40, this guy's more 50 to 60. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, guys, we might have more planning talks to have as we progress forward, but for now, while we can, I say, pause in!
I don't have paws, I have hands. I have hands. Can I put my hand up?
Slash hands.
Interchangeable.
One of the griffins puts its giant claws on you guys.
Yeah, all right. Where's Kitty? Kitty, you around?
Kitty puts a wing on.
All right.
I feel like some of someone else's in the party's like silver spills out.
Yeah.
All right, on the count of 3.
Cryan puts his hand in a bunch of Skittles for him.
Oh.
By the way, before we do this, I just want to clarify for canon purposes, I only cry Skittles when I'm in a very particular emotional state, which I no longer am in and probably will never be in again.
Yeah,
But it's about love and grief. When I'm feeling both of those things, same time I cry Skittles. All right, okay. Count of 3. 1, 2. We all know what we're gonna say, right? We're saying what we are.
Bob.
Yeah, that's it. 1, 2, 3. Bob.
Oh.
Awesome. All right. With that, each of you light into the air, and you take off toward the mountain itself. So, for the most part, it sounds like you guys wanted to kind of stay in the cloud cover, and try to circle around to where you think kind of the back end of the mountain would be. Yeah. As you circle into the mountain itself toward this area, your Cryon, or I'm sorry, Mikek, give me a Arcana check.
Please hold.
Yeah.
Yep. A second.
6.
6. Cool. Very cool. Yeah, you're pretty sure everything's running right. While the Pass Without Trace is mostly meant for land, you kind of think. Oh shit.
Tom did a crit hit. Arcana.
Yeah, that's
check.
amazing. So while you think, the Pass Without Trace is a little bit more meant for land because it's covering tracks and stuff, you feel really good that it's still covering you in air, especially in the clouds. There's shadow here. It's dim light. You feel really well hidden. Cryon.
Wait, little question here, just before you go crazy.
As you pass a certain point,
A noob question.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
rolled a 4, and suddenly it's a 20. Just talk me through that.
you rolled a 20, a natural 20, and a 6. It looks like.
Oh, I can't see the other die.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like they're
Okay.
displaying.
Yeah, one's a natural 20 for
He's
Arcana.
not.
This
He's
is
seeing
what-
my dice. He's not seeing his own dice.
Oh,
I
interesting.
Because mine is a 4.
Oh, maybe your
We had him
Screens.
turn off the
yeah,
dice.
so if you go to settings real quick and then enable 3D dice and automatically roll 3D dice.
Oh, okay, it might be.
If you hit those again, you should be able to see stuff. But yeah, you rolled a nat 20 on our Arcana, which is just a 20 here. But with a 20, Cryon, as you pass a certain point heading to the mountain, you feel like a weird, almost sort of a very slight static kind of numbness wash over you. And it takes you a second, but you were trained very specifically to look for signs of magic triggering in your monastery. And one of those signs of, with a 20, one of those signs of specifically an alarm spell, you feel like just triggered. And that's wild because you are still many meters out from this mountain. That is one hell of a spell.
So
that was cast.
we've essentially tripped an alert.
Feel there might be an alarm triggered. And the way alarms work as a spell form is they either make a very, very loud noise right where it happens, or something audible where the magic user is, or just inside the magic user's head. But somewhere someone is acknowledging your presence, it seems like. Now, you don't exactly know what that means, and you do feel very well hidden with Mikek's spell still.
Oh, so I'm not able to pick up whether it's a good or a bad acknowledgement.
Probably not. You would assume it's someone on the mountain.
Okay. So
who doesn't want people.
It's a defensive spell, almost.
Yeah. How
certainly.
close to the party are we in? Are we in a nice tight formation enough for me to shout out to those guys? Or
yeah, you could shout out.
Okay, I'm going to tell them. Guys, I think we've been rumbled. Everyone know the term rumbled?
No, what does that mean, Crown?
It means like we may have been seen. Someone may be on. Your head on a. Everyone know the. Keep your head on a swivel.
Keep our head on a swivel. What does that mean?
It means like look out for stuff. Be careful. Be mindful. Something may be on its way over, type thing.
McKeck is going to use his like turtle neck to basically just be swinging his head fully from side to side,
nice.
Like this.
That's perfect, McKeck. Let us know if you see anything.
All right, and then everyone give me a stealth check, and add 10 to your roll because of McKeck's spell.
24.
24.
How do I add 10?
You could just mentally add 10. It's easiest.
Like 34 for Connie, 22 for Elef, 33 for Cryo. Yeah, that's you feel incredibly hidden in here. But so whoever's kind of leading the party now, whoever's kind of in the front, maybe two of you make perception checks trying to find this waterfall and stuff. Whoever wants to do that. Crown, maybe since you were leading, kind of have been here before. Maybe you're
okay. Perception check, you said?
Yeah, and then whoever else wants to.
I might join in that since we were so stealthy. Maybe we went up ahead super stealthy.
And I'm probably more keeping watch. I'm keeping my head on a swivel, as requested.
All right, a 13 for Cryon and an 18 for Connie. Yeah, all right. Cryon, you see what you think is the waterfall, but you can't see a cave opening. And so you're trying to kind of tap Elef and fly a little bit further out and swing around. Connie, you kind of motion over because you do see piercing through the fog, through the heavy clouds here. You do see kind of a cave opening in front of you.
Hey, Crown, is that what you were talking about? I think that's it, that right there.
Yeah, guys, that seems like it's it. Do you think it makes sense for me to just go over and check? Should we have one person just go and I can report back? What do you think?
I think we got to get out of the sky as soon as possible because you thought there might be some dragon around looking for us.
Yeah. Okay. Let's land.
McKeck, the winds around you start to kind of whip and pulse, and it takes a second for you to keep your bearings on the broom. For a very split second, you almost thought you saw kind of a face in the cloud right next to you that just then dissipated.
Oh.
Give me a nature check.
9.
9. It's that scares you. Nothing that you know of should be able to sort of manipulate the wind and be a face in a cloud. That doesn't make sense. However, I do need you to make a strength saving throw, McKeck.
Oh.
7.
A 7. McKeck, you are flying right next to Connie and then Elef and Cryon. You stop dead in midair. You hit something in midair, and the wind around you just starts almost lifting you off your broom entirely, and then you like solid slamming waves of air are just hitting you.
As a quick question,
yes.
Given that I've allowed Kitty to literally keep till for like Tumbledown's Pharaoh Crowns,
sure.
Is Kitty at this point serving as a familiar to me?
No.
Oh, no, I'm okay with that.
He's still a pet, in that you can't look through their eyes. They do seem to be reacting to what you ask them to do.
Okay. Well, it's also that pseudo-dragon familiars in particular grant magic resistance. Because they themselves possess magic resistance.
Yeah, they wouldn't quite be that.
Okay.
No. Good question, though. Very good question. Okay. Okay, so please take... Please take 18 damage as you are just flung all around this thing. And give me a dexterity saving throw to hold on to the broom.
We all see this happening?
Yeah, absolutely.
This is going to go well. Oh, it did. 16.
16. Very good. Yes, very good. Yeah, you're able to it flings you off the broom for a second, but you're able to grab on real quick and then pull yourself up onto that again. For the moment, the wind around you seems to have subsided, as if you ran into something and then it moved away from you a little bit, which now makes you even more scared that there's something sentient in the air around you.
Pretty sure the air's alive, guys. Pretty sure the air's alive. And does not like us.
Yeah, we gotta get out of the air. We gotta land as soon as possible.
So with this, why don't we all go ahead and roll initiative?
Oh, all right. Well, oh no.
Okay.
Whoa. Did mine come through now?
Yep, we got you, Cran.
Okay. Oh, 12. Right.
Yeah, also, let's get a little bit of music going. Oh, yeah. Put up it. Six. All right. Okay. All right, folks. Elef, you are able to go first.
Do I, even see anything to fight?
You do not.
I see this face in the clouds. Did you make a face in the clouds, Andy?
Oh, shit.
No.
That's
Do you see it?
No, it's fine. Don't worry
Yeah.
about a skull in the clouds. It's all right.
Oh, what the fuck?
does
yeah.
Elef do that?
Oh, I do see it.
Everything's fine.
Nice.
Okay. Am I the one in charge of the griffin?
Yeah. You were on the front, Cryan was on back for now.
Okay. And I don't see
Griffins
anything
have a
to fight.
fly speed of 40, by the way. You can give her a perception check. If you try to do it quick, it'll be a little harder. If you let it be your action, I'll reduce the DC a little bit.
I'll do it as my action.
Okay. 16. Yeah, you are able to see what almost looks like a small, tiny tornado whipping through the heavy clouds themselves. It's really hard to see because, in fact, all of you are sort of feeling this, that these clouds don't feel like just clouds. They don't feel like just fog. There's an incredible dense fog here, like someone is literally controlling the weather around this place. But for a moment, you do see a small little tornado-looking creature moving around and kind of turning around Mikek and now Connie as well. What is it you'd like to do?
So I'm going to bonus action Hex.
Okay.
And my spell slots are 3rd level now, so as long as I don't break concentration, I have this up for 8 hours.
Nice.
And then do I know where the cave is that we're trying to get to? Did they pointed it out?
Kinda, yeah. They pointed it out. Again, the clouds are really dense. You don't actually see it right now, but you could get closer to the mountain, which will be to the right side of the map.
Okay. So is moving the griffin my move action, or how does this work?
It has its own movement, and you can make it take a dash action.
I can make it take
you
a
just
dash
don't have
action?
any movement right now on the griffin.
So can I make it take a dash action using my move action? Or
It
is
has
that
its
using
own.
my action?
It has its own pool.
It has its own action, and if basically you get to choose: are you allowing the griffin to do whatever it wants, or are you controlling the griffin?
Okay.
If you're controlling the griffin, it only has the dash action as an action, but it still has movement.
Okay. And I can just do that. It doesn't count for one of my actions or anything.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm
Mounts
trying
are
to move it up.
pretty amazing in 5e. Right on.
Cool. And that's closer to the mountain, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and that's my turn, I guess, because I don't have an action left to attack with for now.
Okay.
Given that the thing slammed through me and then I saw Elef casting Hex, do I know where
Right.
it is?
Hex has somatic components. I assume you point at it, so...
I'll give you a quick look real quick with advantage if you want. Because,
Okay.
yeah, you definitely know it's not far
I'm
from you.
narrowing it
and-
down, too. I'm not
Yeah,
like,
and-
where?
Yeah, where she was pointing. Yeah.
Okay.
How is that 2 crit misses?
Wow.
I don't suppose
An
we've handed out, like,
advantage.
inspiration at any point in, like, the last 3
Yeah,
sessions.
does anyone have inspiration?
Wait, I have something.
I think Cryon.
Or is that just for me? I have.
You
hang on.
can allow someone else to do it if you want. Yeah.
Well, hang on. There's something about my.
I think you took a feat. I think that allows halflings to let other people in the
He can
party
use
go.
his reaction to
Well, I
give
have
me
lucky,
lucky.
but I have lucky, but
Yeah,
that's
he
just
didn't
for me. But
Right.
don't I also have something associated with my ocarina, or am I?
Not your ocarina. Let me double check your character sheet. I think I'm pretty sure you have what's called inspiration.
Oh, where is that on my character sheet?
I just clicked off of it actually. It's sorry. It's
Oh, so good.
normally above like your proficiency bonus. It's this little dragon looking thing.
Oh yeah.
That's inspiration. And if you use it, you can allow Mikek to reroll because you can still see Mikek.
Let's
So
do it.
you can-
Come on, we're all part.
Yeah,
of the
you
same.
can basically use your inspiration and be like, he's right over there, and kind of point where she was firing. If you want to. If not, we'll deal with. Okay, Mikek, give me one more roll.
23.
A 23. That's
Much better.
way better.
Victory from the jaws of defeat.
Oh. Yeah, that was real bad. Yeah, absolutely, McKeck. Free action, you can see him
Cool.
with this.
So, given that I now see it, this seems like it is like made out of cloud and air, and like whipping air and holding clouds inside itself, etc.
Yes.
Damn, I don't know what McKeck would do here. Yeah, so I'm gonna reach my hand up and cast Magic Stone on some of the sort of seeds. And okay, you can also just roll the attack. That's cool. Roll 20. I just meant for you to do the effect of Magic Stone. But and then I'm going to use my action to throw it. 17.
Beautiful. 17 hits? Yeah, absolutely.
5. No, hold on. Is it level 5 is when cantrips power up, isn't it?
Sometimes, yes. Depends on the cantrip.
I'll double check. And we can. Oh wait, no. It was 1d6 plus 4 wisdom. It rolled a 1 plus 4, but there's another d6 on my screen. I'm very confused about what's happening. So I do at least 5 bludgeoning damage, and I'm gonna check Magic Stone real quick.
Cool. Very good. Yeah, and when you see this stone go through what is seemingly cloud and air, you see it go poof and actually disperse some of it as it hits it. You think that was quite effective.
Cool. Yeah, that one doesn't scale.
Cool. Okay. Cryon.
Am I still on the Griffin with Elef?
Yes. Yep. You're still on the Griffin with Elef.
I would like to, if I may, as a move.
Just a quick reminder for everyone, you are about 200-ish feet in the air at this point.
Okay. This would probably be a dexterity thing, but I would like to try and get hold of Belinda so that I don't need to be having the Griffin in some way dictate where I fly to and what I do.
Right.
Have we stowed Belinda on?
Right now McKeck is using Belinda.
Yeah. Okay.
That's why McKeck's not on a Griffin.
Just trying to separate myself so that my move doesn't necessarily have to also be Elef's move, but I guess that's just how it's going to be, right?
Yeah. I mean, you can tell Elef like, "Hey, go this way" or something like that.
Right. Well, let's see what I have at my disposal. I have my darts, right? I have this new thing, the Stunning Strike, but does that... that's an opponent's body. We've not really seen a body, right?
Kinda, yeah.
You bought a bow, right? I forget what type.
Oh yeah, I bought a light crossbow. With 5 darts, so I could try and see if I can kind of pinpoint where this thing might be by firing a dart up there.
You can also give me a perception check with advantage now, because several people have spotted it. Just to see if you can see it specifically. 12. Yeah, I mean, you know it's somewhere around here, but you actually don't see it this far away in such dense cloud at the moment.
What's the range of my crossbow? It's not going to reach from where we are, right?
It is, yeah. It's only 45 feet away or so. So you can fire blindly in that direction. It's going to be a lot harder to hit it, and you might hit one of the other people. But it's up to you.
Can we get closer without being in crazy danger?
You can ask Elef, who's in charge of the Griffin right now. You can ask her to get closer to it on her turn. And then you can do what's called save an action. So you can save an action off of your turn for a very specific trigger. So, like, if I see it and it's within 30 feet of me, I do this or something.
Right, because we're kind of bound to each other, right? So that might happen
Right now, yeah.
on Elef's go instead of Crayon's go. Well, with that in mind, yeah, that's kind of a cool thing to bank. So how many turns? I only get one turn, but if I were to bank that, is that my turn? That's it, done?
Right, that'd be it for now. You're saving your action right now for when you see it again and it's in range.
That's a little bit of a lame go, but I don't know what else I can do. Just like firing into the sky from distance seems.
Yeah, you can try that too. Yeah.
You're far more likely to hit on the saved action.
Yeah, I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna bank it, and we'll wait.
XCOM.
All right, yeah. So you get out your crossbow and you load the bolt in it, and you're just scanning the sky now, just waiting to see it. And as soon as you get a good lock on it and it's within range, you're gonna take a shot at it.
Nice.
So that means if like someone else hits it and then that kind of lights it up for you, you might do that too.
Cool.
So Connie, your turn.
Do I have to roll to see if I see this thing?
Yep. With perception with advantage, since a couple of people have seen it. A 20, very nice. Yes, you can now see it right in front of you. Kind of looking, it's like sort of turned its kind of face a little bit, looking back over its shoulder toward Elef. It doesn't seem to like that she's going closer to the mountain.
Oh, I forgot also with Hex that I'm supposed to call a save disadvantage on, so I'm going to do Dex.
Okay.
It's not a save, it's an attribute, so it's skill checks.
Okay.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
So Elef is flying toward the mountain, kind of putting distance between her and this thing at least.
Yeah.
So Connie will be driven by the newly reconciled friendship with Elef. Will see this thing kind of look towards Elef and will kind of furrow his brow and lean hunched down over the griffin and use the skills that Vern taught him, and he'll kind of feel the presence of Vern behind him in a ghost style pottery scene, arms around him from when he was teaching Connie to fly a griffin. That's all happening in Connie's head as he has the griffin fly him forward toward this wind thing.
I'd also like to point out, I feel like from McKeck's view, I'm seeing Connie like sensually leaning back into a barrel of explosives. It's like, what? I expect this from Elef, but
I forgot that the barrel was with me too. Yeah, definitely the barrel. It feels like Vern to Connie right now. So I'd like to zoom forward within. I think I can attack this thing with Betty at 15 feet.
I don't think it has reach, but 10 feet, yeah.
Okay, gotcha. So within 10 feet, I'll go. I can't move the griffin though.
Yeah, that's fine. So you get to about here, and you're able to, with your long arms, is this one-handed or two-handed?
Two-handed. And I did put it in my my attacks, so I think it should be fine.
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. And I'm going to go ahead and say that I am attacking recklessly.
Are you raged as well?
I'm not raging yet, but I am attacking recklessly, which feels appropriate because I'm riding a griffin 200 feet in the air or whatever. That seems just inherently reckless. So that'll just give me advantage on this attack. Here we go. +23.
Nice.
By the way, the +1...
23 absolutely hit.
The +1 magic, does that affect both the damage and the attack roll?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so I put it in right. Okay. Yep. So 23 for 13 bludgeoning.
All right. Yeah, as you like rear back with this two-handed weapon and just smack at it as the griffin just kind of glides right next to it, you feel it connect with air, and that doesn't make any sense, but you feel it connect, and it just sort of sends vibrations through your entire arm. You hit it hard. And again, yeah, you see it kind of disperse a little bit and then reform. Cryon, as you see this connect, you actually can pinpoint exactly where this creature is. So you can now trigger your attack. So go ahead and give me a crossbow attack.
So I just click the crossbow that's in my inventory.
Yeah, I think that'll work. Did we put it in your attacks?
It's in my equipment. Oh, yeah, it is. It is in my
light crossbow. Yep. Ooh. A 19. Yep, a 19 was the first roll there. And that absolutely hits for 10 more damage. Very nice.
Nice. I just get one shot.
Right, all of you can now see this. Yeah, just the one on with the holding it off, yeah. But now you can, all of you can absolutely see this thing. Connie, do you have another attack?
I do have an extra attack because I leveled up to level 5. So I'm kind of envisioning that the griffin is kind of swooping me past it and then around it and coming back around it. I'm like hitting it again with Betty. Does that work for you? Now,
yeah,
what?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Now that my reckless attack does not apply. It's only for my first attack on a turn, so I don't have advantage this time.
On melee weapon attacks using strength during this turn.
It says when you make your first attack on your turn, you can decide to attack recklessly.
You can decide to attack recklessly, and doing so then gives you advantage on melee weapon attacks.
Well, shit. Okay, cool.
Because you're just swinging for the fences.
Yeah. Very cool. So what applies?
You're just being reckless right now.
26.
26 or 14 bludgeoning.
Jesus Christ.
26 hits for 14.
And as
you hear it, science.
Did it just say the word science to me?
I was like, what?
No.
Well, so as I hit it again, I cry out, "Yeehaw! Air's alive, but less alive than before. Let's do this, Bob."
All right. And at this, it hisses at all of you, but it is very disturbed that Elef is getting closer to this thing, to it. It's going to immediately rush up into both of you. You can feel the air swirling around you. Elef, it is gonna try to
attack of opportunity.
A slam attack.
Did we get attacks of opportunity?
Connie certainly should have. Connie was in range.
Yeah, Connie did. Yep. Does a 10 hit?
No.
Elef? Okay, good, because that was 19 damage. And Connie,
So
go ahead and roll.
It'll just be the same weapon. It's weird.
It's
I've got
your turn, so it's not reckless, but
sure.
Wait,
I've got Betty. I've got the pike. I have the scorpion chain weapon in my inventory, but I'm having trouble kind of imagining that being a I don't think it's really realistic that he'd be able to switch the two-handed weapon for that scorpion chain weapon.
You can drop the kanabo.
Which would be dropping it. Could I tuck it between the barrel and my back or something?
Nope, that would be stowing it. You could literally drop it Okay.
I'm not dropping Betty. I'll go ahead and attack.
Okay.
16?
A 16 does hit, yeah.
For 16 bludgeoning.
For 16, jeez. That's a nasty, nasty weapon. All right.
That's my Betty! Ha ha! Fuck you, wind!
All right. Yeah, you did that as it was pulling away, and then it rushed you and missed Elef. Actually,
When you say missed, do you mean MIST or do you mean
Whoa.
SCD? There's a cloud, you know.
I get you.
It's very good. It's very good.
You. Okay. Does a 14 hit, Elef?
No.
Okay, so you're just able to see an attack coming where a bunch of arrows kind of congealing almost into what looks like a fist, and then it just barely misses you. But you're having a hard time dodging on this flying griffin thing. But you also feel it all around you, and that's very, very bad. All right, so as it's breathing and looking at you, and you hear it hissing, you also think you hear a horn go off somewhere on the mountain. And why don't we go ahead and take a break right here? Deal with some fluids. We'll come back to this fight.
Right.
Hopefully no one dies to their death.
Do the horn sound for us, Andy. Do the horn sound.
The horn sound. Just like that. And that is the call for everyone to manage your fluids at the moment. So we're going to be right back after we go to the bathroom and get some to drink. Yeah. Everyone hang in there.
Snacks.
Root for these folk, because this is scary.
We'll be back in just a few minutes, everybody.
B.o.B.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Dom and Dragons, the stream where Helpful Go Gaming plays Dungeons and Dragons with Dominic, Monaghan, and Lena, and Galway, and Adam, and me. So, the group reconciled a bit with Connie, took a bunch of terrifying firepower up into the sky, and are currently now fighting what looks to be some sort of air elemental. That is now closed in ranks with Connie, with Cryon, Elef, and the Griffin that they are on. And it is Elef's turn. Cryon, did you mention that you to try to fly a certain way or to stay close to it or anything like that to Elef?
I don't think I did. I think I'm kind of waiting because who knows, Elef might waiting for chance.
Sure. Elef, what do you got?
So if I move out of range of it, even if it's the Griffin moving and not me, it's gonna get an attack of opportunity, right?
Yeah.
But if it manages to hit me and fucks up my concentration, this is a complete waste of a spell slot that was supposed to last me 8 hours. Okay, first I'm gonna Eldritch Blast it. I had a question with Eldritch Blast.
Yeah.
At level 5 now, I get 2 beams.
Oh, yeah.
Do those roll separately to hit, or do they roll on the same attack die and then just damage separately?
Separately, I believe.
Separate attack rolls, separate damage dice, and they also independently proc anything that goes each time you have damage, i.e. hex.
Hex.
So you'll get hex twice if you hit twice.
Awesome. Those, but I can't like Like, if I had more than one enemy, could I, like,
Yeah, you
roll
can-
one
Yeah,
on
you can split the beam.
the air elemental, and then is it basically, like, second attack? Like, if I'm a...
Kinda. It just happens at the same time. Yeah.
It's just they all happen at the same time, but that's one of the great strengths of warlocks is you could be like beam 1 there, beam 2 there, and at higher levels beam 3 there.
Yeah. You just have to pick the targets at the same time.
You have to pick the
can't,
targets
like,
at the same
try
time, and you have to
one
do
and
it
then-
before you
yeah.
roll.
Yeah.
Okay, well, both of them are going to be targeted on this thing, obviously, so...
Cool. Let's do it. The 20 will... Oh, it is in melee range, and this is a ranged attack, so I think you have to do disadvantage.
Oh yeah, I totally lost where it was. I was like, wait,
So
wasn't it
should,
over
like,
by me?
those two just be for the first one,
Sure,
then?
that's fine, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So a 10 misses. And then roll a couple more. Disadvantage. Ooh, a 13 just barely misses.
Fuck.
As well. Yeah, so both of those bolts of kind of flaming energy arc out and just disappear into the clouds. The rest of you see this like orange line just dip into the fog and disappear.
Didn't the 20 hit?
No, the disadvantage. With
I
the
thought
10.
that they were. I thought the 10 and the 20 were the two rolls.
For the first one, yeah.
And then the disadvantage meant it was a 10.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
It's okay.
I think that I could position in such a way that Cryon is still in melee range and I am not. Like if I moved over to this side some.
Yeah.
Let's move everything. The
Why is it
elemental
moving?
just going with us.
Like that?
Yes, like that.
Right on. Okay. Yeah, we could do that.
Do I take an attack of opportunity then?
Yeah, it's gonna try to hit the griffin.
As a point of order,
Yes.
Griffin.
could she have the griffin take disengage as its action?
Oh yeah, because it's not gonna dash.
Yeah.
That's all you're moving.
Okay, yeah. Can I do that?
Yeah.
Sorry, just because the mount rules are this
Okay.
big, complicated thing, I want to be like,
Yeah.
And I've never read the mount rules because I've never had a mount before. So maybe I should read those when it's not my turn.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
the
Andy kills him
griffin
a lot.
starts to like flap and kind of back away from this thing, like kind of having its claws up, so that it can't kind of move in and slam it. So Cryon, you are still technically within melee range of this thing. You're just on the back of a griffin. You just have to kind of turn around in your seat basically to hit stuff on your turn.
I don't think we installed seats on the griffin.
Yeah, well, yeah. For now, Mikek, your turn.
For flanking, this square would be considered the opposite of Cryon?
Yeah. Yep.
And I saw that the broom follows mount rules, so it's dashing.
Yeah, nice.
Bonus action, Shillelagh.
Solid.
And Shillelagh.
And then advantage on the shillelagh.
Shillelagh. 20.
20 hits, yeah.
10 bludgeoning. I didn't appreciate the punching me in the air.
Shillelagh is magical, right? Again?
Correct.
Yes, good. Right on, right on. All right, I think it's your movement.
My movement is I sort of
And
turn
everything.
around on the broom. Yep.
Bonus action. Cryon, your turn. It is now still within melee range.
Okay, so I've not taken that up. What is it called? An opportunity? It's called?
An opportunity attack is when you move, like, in our little house rule is slightly different than the raw rules, but it's when you move within engagement range of something. He did attack, but he attacked the griffin, not you. So if he moves outside of your engagement, you'll get an attack of opportunity, but he's staying there right now.
Okay.
So
Now
this is your
I
normal
need to-
turn. Yeah.
To burn that. So what do I have? I have my darts, right? I can throw.
You could, yeah. You can still. Yeah, I mean, you're close enough to technically punch and kick this thing too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Just don't fall off the griffin.
Would it be extremely foolhardy to jump on this thing? Yeah.
To jump on it? Yeah.
I'm not
Not foolhardy.
like-
Don't get me wrong.
Like,
Do whatever you want.
I don't know if is it solid? Like I guess it hits
It's
or
not-
made
yeah,
air.
It's not super solid. Yeah.
Nasty is.
You don't know if there's anything to hold on to, and it's a very long drop.
All right, yeah. Well, he does have kind of adept feet, right? Cryon. So,
Sure.
What would that be? Is that just a basic attack? Martial attack?
Martial
Does he
attack.
have-
Yeah.
Or does he have a special kick attack? No.
It's part of his martial attacks, which at level 5, monks have gone up from a D4 to a D6 in that attack. So you're hitting harder every time you hit.
All right. Well, let's do a martial attack. Let's see.
All right.
Oh.
First one, yeah, 23. 23 absolutely hits. Now, you also have Stunning Strike, which is every time you hit, you could spend a key point to force it to try to resist you, like you're trying to hit it in a very specific spot to stun it.
Yeah.
You could do that if you want.
Yeah, that's the
that would
bottom
take
thing,
a
right?
key
And,
point.
and if I stun it, then that means that everyone in the gang gets a chance to attack it, and it can't do anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
I'll do that. So what do? I spend a key point?
Yeah, you just spend a key point and tell me that's what you're doing. I'll have it roll a Constitution check.
And it has to be what? Stronger than a 13?
Stronger than a 13, or 13 or better.
Oh no.
21. So yeah, you kick into it, dispersing a bit of the cloud and air into it. You're hurting it pretty decently, but yeah, just not able to stun it this time.
Damn.
So you have 2 more attacks now, and if you want a 4th, that you could spend a key point to do Flurry of Blows.
Let's just do these 2 attacks, I think,
All right.
right?
Yeah, 2 more martial attacks then.
Jesus,
All right,
the punching.
Nice.
25 and a 25 definitely hit. And again, you could spend more key points to try to do more stunning strikes every time you hit. It's just up to you how many you want to do.
Oh, yeah, okay, well, let's do one more. Let's see.
All right, we'll do one more of those. Spend a key point.
So now
Let's
that's
let's see what it rolls.
lower than a 13. Oh, a 13.
A 13. Yeah, it did. It saved it exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, just you're able. You see it kind of almost flicker in its form, but you've heard it enough where it's having trouble even staying together as a massive cloud in front of you. It's very, very hurt now, because basically, I imagine, yeah, you just sort of leap off of the back of the griffin, holding on with your hands and just kicking it just a few times in its face.
Yeah, right in his face.
All right.
I think that's it, right?
Yeah, you've heard it quite a lot. And it looks just insanely angry. It turns into like a black cloud almost in its face, just kind of hisses at you. Very good, very good. Connie, your turn.
How are we handling speed and movement again with the griffin and?
The griffin has a 40 speed, and it goes 40, and then if you want it to dash, it can. Then it'll go 40 more. So it can go up to 80 as fast as it can go.
Cool. Yeah. Then I'll have it. Basically following after Meatkek.
Okay.
Like to. Yep, right there.
Okay.
And I will go ahead and recklessly attack yet again with Betty.
Okay. That's a crit hit.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Let's see what happens.
Is it a surprise?
Yeah.
Do I surprise it?
You know what? I'm going to say yes. It's surrounded by all these other things attacking it, and you come out of nowhere silently.
Then with
I'll
my
give you
surprise attack feature, I deal an extra 2d6 of damage.
All right. I like it. Yeah. Immediately.
36 bludgeoning.
Quickly and quietly,
30.
You immediately disperse this creature. It seems to have just vanished now out of thin air.
Air dead! Yeehaw! Giddy up! Howdy, partner! Other phrases.
You know there's a limit to what my magic does, right?
Oh yeah, you're past no trace. Yeah. Oh yeah, sorry.
Not a problem.
Stupid Terry, we should look at the fuck out of the air now because I was like really freaking you guys out. I really didn't like it.
Yeah, what she said, but slower.
You're not out of turn order yet, just so you know.
And
You, all of you hear from somewhere above you.
No, thank
And
you.
you see in the clouds above you a massive winged creature. You just see the shadow go through the clouds somewhere above you. Elef, what would you like to do?
we're level 5. I'm not finding a fucking dragon. I'm heading towards the cave.
All right. Beautiful.
I think that might be off the map. The 80 feet.
Okay. You'll be here. Here, but on the other side of the map.
Oh, okay. I was like, but the cave is the
Reposition.
other way, Andy.
Yeah. Mikek?
I'm just booking it. Or rather,
Doing the same.
I'm using this, and we're aware of Belinda's special ability.
Yes. Yep, anyone who's taken the time with Belinda.
Although it doesn't really take my action for me to be like to control it or anything, so I probably don't need that right now.
Yep.
Then, because that's all.
There, in the back of your head, there is a slight thing that says, if this thing is not in control of itself, and it doesn't have a controller, it will just sort of fall to the ground. If it is in control of itself, it can then make decisions about where it goes. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, I'll sort of be like, Elef, hey, Belinda, maybe just sort of generally keep us with the rest of the group. And actually, can I communicate with it then? Like, on a limited sense?
Yeah, you think it can understand you, and it definitely sort of nods a bit.
But, like, it follows orders.
Yeah. As much as it wants to.
Yeah.
Which you've not really met Belinda yet, so you're not exactly sure how this goes, but...
If I get knocked off of you, could you please dive and save me? I would appreciate it very much, and will donate money towards, I don't know, new twine? New straw? What do magic brooms like?
Just nods, yes.
Good. At this, I'm also gonna...
Describe that. Paint me a visual picture of a broom nodding.
Paint me a word picture.
It literally just... Yeah, it just goes... Imagine Cryon is sitting on this.
But I'm Mikek.
Imagine Mikek sitting on this, and then it goes... Whoop, 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 whoop. That was it.
Nice.
I also feel like the run-in with the air elemental immediately is like, okay. Also, here. Pull out like a copper piece, hand to Kitty. You're a good dragon.
Nice. It's like in your backpack at this point. Its little head goes, "Arr!" and then disappears back in there.
Good job, Kitty.
Cryon, this is that dark shape you saw above you. That was a very similar shape to the one that your griffins saw the other night. And if you recall, the griffins freaked out. The griffin freaked out, and you can feel the one underneath you having kind of a hard time maintaining their composure. But you can only sense that because you know what's sort of about to happen with it. If you want, you could try to make a animal handling check to try to calm it down.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Ooh, with a 6, that first one, yeah. You can sense what's about to happen, but you just are not in a position to be able to calm it down enough. So if you want to, you can tell Elef, this thing might just dive all of a sudden, if we can't calm it down.
Yeah, I think that's what Cryon does. Just says, hold on, something. Hold. Elef, this could get a little crazy.
All right, Connie, your turn.
Which griffin is Connie on?
You're not sure.
Do I know which griffin Connie's on? Because I would have been.
Yeah, you were keeping track of it. Connie is on. Connie's on the one that you suggested he ride, which is the one who thinks its name is everyone else's name too.
Good. Yeah, I'll be following suit with everybody else. Connie's going to be like,
Yeah.
Hey, Betty, what do you say we chase after Belinda? You two can hook up after this. What do you think?
Is this another nickname for me?
No, Betty and Belinda. We got two phallus-shaped things with woman names who might be interested in each other.
You start to see dark shapes in the distant cloud fog cover of this place. They seem to be large floating rocks, giant floating rocks, boulders.
Do you mean like islands or like?
Almost. Yeah, like they're only like 20, 30 feet across, but they're floating in midair. Is the most distinct part of this. You think you're getting very close to the mountain itself, as if this is just a little bit of debris also kind of caught up in whatever's holding the mountain up.
Well, that's perfectly normal.
Do I get the sense that my griffin might freak out? I guess I don't have. I mean,
Don't get that sense. Nope. You're not very familiar with this griffin.
although the one roll I rolled with it was pretty good.
Yeah, you did pretty good. You did pretty
That's
good.
just for flying it.
It wouldn't be out of bounds to say that you are worried about that, because that thing terrified you just from the shape of it. Do you want to try to see if your griffin is going to freak out?
I mean, part would Cryon have kind of reported that aspect of the story? Like, didn't he say like when this thing showed up, like my griffin kind of freaked out?
Probably, yeah. So you can give me an animal handling check to see if you can sense that.
6.
You think it's fine? Probably.
Cool.
Probably all good.
Are we above the cave entrance that we saw?
Not quite. You're heading directly there. It's still maybe 100 feet in front of you, but
Okay, but it's
now
like we're not above it. It's kind of
It's that direction, right?
it's about the level you're at, because you're still pretty heavily in the cloud cover.
okay.
Does everyone give me another stealth check, please?
Still adding the +10.
Yes. Unless, it's just not even concentration, right? It's just a thing.
Fucking thank God for that.
19.
26.
18 for Dom.
22 for.
22.
Really
yeah,
bad
22.
rolls all around.
Yeah, I was
Thank
gonna say
God
this is
for
this
that
is the
face.
averaging of the previous one.
No one look at what is rolling this.
Andy, you just like want us to close our eyes?
No, just forget that you saw it.
Okay.
Okay.
You could also just rolled a d20 and applied a mod.
I could have. Yeah. Yes. So that's
Can't you? You're the DM. Can't you roll this blind so we wouldn't have seen that and known that it like I know what that.
I have
number
everything.
means.
I have everything set for just rolling it straight like this. I didn't want to have to mess with it. All right. You're a little worried that giant shape above you has now turned and sort of caught up to your path to the mountain. And now that it's dipped underneath the cloud cover as well and kind of gotten somewhat close to you here, you see it as some dark, probably a black dragon. Our actual dragon in Dom and Dragons.
Ah!
It doesn't look incredibly giant, like some that you've heard of legend, but any sort of dragon is very, very bad news. I don't think I need to tell you, but just in case, Cryon and Dom, also, this is the first time you're encountering a dragon. You're not really at a level to encounter a dragon yet. A little bit of metagame aspect. This thing, this foe is beyond all of you.
Uh-huh.
We don't know its level. You never know the level of. It's worth keeping in mind that a dragon, before 10, level 10 is always a bit of a monster to deal with.
Right, yeah, it depends a little bit on. Yeah, like I didn't feel comfortable giving a pretty decent sized dragon below level 12 to my characters in our other game.
Okay.
But you know, it's a smaller dragon. Maybe it's fine. Anyway, Elef, your turn.
Oh, fine.
It's fucking not fine. Okay. Yeah, fuck me, right? So I think as a bonus action, I can just move Hex to it. So I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
Not because I want to engage with it, but just because it's comforting for me to have Hex on there.
All right.
And do I get to choose a new save when I move it, or is it the same forever now?
I would imagine a new save. Does it say like when you cast the spell you have to pick, or when you pick a target? It's a good question.
It says when you cast the spell, choose one ability.
So probably has to be the same save.
So it's still Dex.
Okay.
And then I want to move the full 80 feet, but all the way down here.
Gotcha.
On the griffin.
Absolutely, it's still on the way to the cave, but certainly, yeah. Mikek?
Wait,
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm trying
Is
to
there more?
decide if I should engage, or just maybe it'll just leave me alone if I don't shoot it.
You can always ready an action as well.
Yeah, can I ready an Eldritch Blast for if it's not leaving me alone or other people alone? If it's generally not leaving us alone, I guess Eldritch Blast.
Okay. All right. Mikek?
Oh, son of a bitch. It just sort of as I'm going by, Connie is just gonna hear. So based on their track record, that's like what, a corporal? Oh, damn Gaholians.
I love it.
And I'm going to. I'll ready a magic stone if it looks like it's aggressively closing with us.
Okay. All right. Cryon, there's a dragon off to your left. Giant stones in front of you. If everyone else is sort of readied in action, if it gets too close or if it looks like it's going to attack.
Here you are, stuck in the middle with us.
Stuck in.
Yeah, so I mean, we're not going to attack it. We're setting ourselves in case it does something.
Right.
So
That would be a ready action. Yeah.
As a noob, how does that look for me? Like, what do I do? I put a dart in my crossbow and
Right, yeah, you load up your crossbow bolt, and you just sort of keep aim-ish at it, and if it looks like it's going to turn on you, I can say, like, yeah, does this trigger what you were thinking was going to happen? And then if it does, you fire. And if not, then you just don't have an action that you're using, which is fine.
Okay, yeah, that sounds like a intelligent thing to do. Put a dart in a bolt in my crossbow and just.
Yeah. The only other preparatory thing that you could do is called the dodge action, which just gives something at disadvantage that's trying to attack you. So if you're worried, or if you want to, it's a little hard to do on a griffin, but we can make it work. You could take what's called the dodge action and just make it harder to hit you. So it kind of depends.
In case it does, yeah.
Yeah, in case it tries to close and smack you.
It doesn't cost me anything to do that?
Nope, it's just an action. It's just something you can do in your turn.
Let's do it.
Okay. Cryon, take the dodge action. Connie.
I guess Connie's following the others. I mean, in a weird way, like, I'm trying to balance the fact that, like, from a character kind of point of view, like, Connie has been kicking ass with
Right.
every attack, and there's like a weird momentum thing there of, like, part of me's like, Connie's feeling it, and he's gonna, like, fucking try to lead the dragon away from the others or something. But I am tempering that unwise decision with that he is feeling more a member of the team now. So he thought about it. Maybe we could roleplay it as, like, in the moment, like, he was like, come on, bring it on, dragon, and he tried kind of taking the griffin that way, but was the griffin kind of too scared to, like, do that?
Exactly, right. So if you try to move the griffin closer to the dragon, it does not. It absolutely pulls away.
Yeah, Connie's eyes were kind of burning, and he really kind of wanted the fight.
Yeah.
But he's frustrated when the griffin's like, no, I don't think so.
Yeah. It absolutely does not. Who might know about dragons? If so, give me a nature check.
I feel like it's not out of the question for McKeck to have studied something about them.
Yeah. If it happened in the monastery?
I don't know anything.
Nat 20.
Oh my gosh.
Incredible.
Nice.
Interesting. All right. I'm going to whisper something to you, Galway.
Oh.
So everyone talk amongst yourselves for a second while I whisper this.
I think he means whisper typing. You don't need to take your...
Dom, you put him back on. He's going to whisper.
He meant whisper
in
typing.
20.
Yeah, sorry.
There's a whisper function, so we're all good.
Copy that.
I love that you were just like, okay, taking them off.
That was
Yeah, I
awesome.
trust you guys.
It was good.
Well, that takes me back to the first time when we were playing and Andy wanted to literally whisper something to a party member, and we were like, wait, I need to take my headphones off, but you all hear the stream through me, so if I'm
Right.
like deafen myself, you're not going to be able to
Takes me back to the time that people were trying to whisper to each other and didn't type the command correctly.
Yeah.
Which one?
I
There were
did that
plenty
once.
of those.
So in the chat, we've got people saying that the Nat 20 revealed that dragons can be milked. Is
They
that
can be.
accurate?
Rachel,
Yeah, McKeck, can a dragon be milked?
I mean,
Anything with nipples can be milked.
it's a dragon.
I don't think dragons have nipples, you guys. They're not
Yeah, that's
mammals. Why are we talking like dragons have nipples?
Elef, you need to get
Yeah.
closer to this dragon.
I'm not doing that. That sounds like
I mean, that-
suicidal.
They seem to be much more in the reptile world, right? So
Reptile nipples.
I hadn't looked at Rachel. I hadn't looked at chat. I just genuinely assumed that you had called out Nat 20 dragons can be milked. I was incorrect. I apologize.
All right. So McKeck,
Spruce the Bruce. Thank you, Spruce the Bruce.
you can do whatever you'd like with that information.
Dragons can be milked. Sorry.
Yeah. So as you're looking at this thing, and it does look like it's starting to get closer to you. Connie, you are the first to see what looks to be behind it. Maybe 5 different smaller shadows following this thing. And then you hear what sounds to be kind of like a war cry. Ah! And then a voice that's, "Run! We have it, friends!" This is Grom.
Grom!
Who's Grom?
Grom
Oh, the
is a change.
changeling.
Grom seems to have gotten some of his friends and arrived just in time to start attacking the dragon.
Hell yeah.
If you want, you can disobey that and turn and face the dragon with him,
Why the fuck
or
did
all of you can decide to book it to the caves. But it seems like he's doing this to try to give you some time.
McKeck is going to, at this, I would say we have the ability to sort of do something a little out of turn order in response.
Yeah, yep.
I'm gonna shout, "I don't know that it's actually a dragon. It's behaving very strangely."
Right on.
So maybe it can be milked.
God damn it.
Add it to the quote list. Oh,
Yes, baby. All right. So, do you do what's sort of your decision here? Do you turn on the dragon thing, or head to the caves?
what do you think, you guys? You think we can take him? So it's 4 of us, and how many in the new party? 2?
5. It looks like.
are they
Fine.
riding wyverns?
Yeah. You see them riding sort of leathery looking, almost tiny dragons. And if you're really squinting, you can barely see through the fog. They have like a stinger on their tails. Not unlike a scorpion thing.
I mean, Grom is part of the war effort for Wigmals. He's a soldier, he's a spy. I'm sure these are all people who know what they're doing.
You actually see your friend that you sent with him riding on the back of the second one. Yeah.
Yay! I forget their name or who they even were, but that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of table talky. My sense is that this is everyone's coming together to try to make the plan work, and
Right.
if they got the dragon covered, then Connie definitely remembers the Siege Santa and knows the description that Cryon gave, and so we know that there are other enemies to fight also. So as much as Connie was like, "Oh, I gotta take on this dragon," seeing Grom and his old friend and them all show up, Connie feels better about kind of landing in the cave entrance.
All right. Is that cool with everyone else?
Yeah, I think so. I think that McKeck might call out,
Yeah.
"If you can, cut the ropes leading to the elk."
Aye, aye. And then you just hear the sounds of battle, of screeching, of roaring, and very quickly in the fog you lose this. Something really interesting though happens as well. As you get closer to the mountain, or because they're fighting, you have no idea why. The clouds around you, the sort of incredibly dense fog, begins to disperse. and you can actually see much better now. It's just a bit of haze covering the distance between you and now the entrance to the cave. It wouldn't take much at all to just fly straight in, if that's what you want.
I mean, I got punched by air, so I'm kind of good with not flying right now.
Let's do it. Greenhorn's got the black dragon. Let's head him up, move him out. Giddy up.
You just became a new type of southern.
Yeah.
Also, I have no vision, and I'm not sure if that's because it's dark. I don't have dark vision, or...
Can you see down here?
Dark vision,
No, I got
and
nothing.
have vision.
I'm not sure my token has vision right now.
Gotcha. Let's double check. Boo, 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 doo, doo. Has sight. It sure does.
There we go.
I also see a black screen.
Yeah.
I will give you sight as well. And Cryon,
And Lena.
sight, and Elef / Lena.
Oh. Interesting.
And there you go. All right. So, if you want, again, Cryon, like last time, there's like a little bit more space on the right side of this cave where this river and then waterfall is spewing out of.
Yeah.
If you want, you can, kind of go and land the griffins on this side.
Seems like as good a place as any.
Can I
And
request a
can-
track change? In the mood for something.
Sure, yeah. Oh, yeah, we're out of that combat. Thank you, good call. Cut up. Sheep, pot, and then...
Yeah. Cave of Time.
All right. So you've so the rain outside now is no longer beating down on you. You take a moment, take a breath. You hear distant roars outside this cave, just barely over the noise of the waterfall. And you believe again, Cryon, that this goes further back into the cave itself. Can you guys see everything, or just sort of?
No, I've pretty clearly got light enabled right now.
Yeah.
Like I'm seeing fading light, and then it disappears around.
Yeah, like I can see
There.
like right out to about there ish.
Cool, right on.
When I move forward like this, like it doesn't affect my light ahead of me.
Cool. How your dark vision is 60 feet, right? Connie?
Should be. Yeah, 60
Leave
feet.
it.
Mine is 2, and mine
As
is
is
also not
Elef.
seeming to do it.
It will in a second. But also, you feel that this is a fairly safe period of the cave if you needed to take a rest or something. Now might not be terrible.
Okay.
And just a reminder, the special ocarina that Cryon has some very cool things that you can do on short rests.
Well, let's remind ourselves of those things.
Do turtles have dark vision?
I don't think so.
I don't think so, yeah.
Let me
So if you want to light a torch or something to carry to,
Yeah,
you
I
can,
might
or
go ahead and do that.
just sort of be led
I
around.
restore 1 hit die at the beginning of rest. Nice. Restore.
Right, so if anyone is missing some hit die, you can restore one of those.
Restore 1 use of Barbarian Rage. Restore 1 spell slot in a Druid or Mage. Restore 10 HP to an individual. Ooh, But I can only choose one of those. Is that right?
One of those per short rest. Yeah.
Okay.
We're short resting.
If you want to.
Spell slots back, so hell yeah.
Might not be the worst idea.
Oh, do we feel like this is like a safe place to short rest?
How long?
I mean, yeah, so far, if you're asking me, yeah. Yeah, you guys feel decently safe at the moment, especially compared to what was going on. You'd be on this side. The right side there, crying. So, folks, what would you like to do?
Well, I've been in this cave before, right? So
Yep, last time you were here, you went up and then to the right, and you started to see the glinting sort of glow of that crystal even in the cave, bouncing off some of the minerals on the walls. And then you turned a corner and you saw a very massive cavern in which that crystal was the center of, about a 20-foot drop to the floor and another 30, 40 feet to the ceiling.
yeah. I mean, I could head in a little deeper, see if I can make sense of the fact that it is indeed the same cave. See if those people have gone. It's quiet, right? There doesn't seem to be anyone around.
Right, it's yeah, a lot more quiet than it was out there, yeah.
Did we light a fire? Did we light a torch? Did someone do that?
McKeck did, yeah.
Okay, nice.
I can't
Oh, yeah,
see
so everyone should be able
otherwise.
to see that. Hold on. So even Cryon.
What do you think, guys? Should we just
There we go.
head in a little bit?
I'd say it might be a good idea to get a little further in and then take a brief break. I got punched by the air really hard.
He did.
Let's do it.
Let's sneak on in then. See what we got.
All right. Feel free to move as you'd like to.
How long has this sort of light taken in getting in?
Probably about half an hour.
Okay, so we'd still have about half an hour of Pass Without Trace.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. If you want to start moving stealthily, you can just give a stealth roll here. To whoever wants to do it. Add 10 for the moment.
Add 10 to Meekek's.
34, and then a 12 for Galway. For McKeck. Cryon with a 35. Jeez. Oh, did Lena say she'd be right back? I missed that.
I have a noob question.
Yes,
So
please.
in that place on the character sheet where you can switch to advantage, normal, and disadvantage, then when you go over, there's another thing that says core, bio, and spells. Is that just for someone who's kind of a magic wielder, I should say?
Yeah. So on yours, Cryon, this is how Roll20 sets up the character sheet. In real life, this is just different pages of your character sheet. But like, yeah, Cryon, your bio doesn't have a lot because we didn't put a lot in there, but it does have like your age, skin color, hair color, size, eyes color, that sort of thing. Right. And you don't have any spells, which is then why you basically just stay on the core page. Okay. But someone like Elef or McKeck is constantly sort of flipping back and forth between those.
Right, okay.
Yeah, good question. I can roll real quick for Elef too, because I assume Elef wants to be sneaky. Boo-da-ba-ba-ba. All right.
Nice.
Yeah, 32. Yeah, yeah. So basically, everyone's being really, really sneaky. And then from McKeck's backpack, you just hear a, which kind of echoes just a little bit down the things, and then it goes away and everything's fine. It's quiet again.
You're gonna see McKeck like scrabble in his coin purse and like pull out a couple of pieces of copper. Shut up, kitty. Not right now. And I would probably also beckon to the griffins to move forward a little bit, just so that they're not right in the entrance.
Sounds good. Yeah, they'll come. Right on. All right, so Connie, you're getting up here. You can see that this river kind of goes further darkly into the mountain. Off to your right, there does seem to be a cavern that now goes to the right, and that seems to suggest that Cryon's scouting was correct.
So are we going to do some like reconnaissance and then short rest for a little bit?
I was thinking I just mainly wanted to get out of the direct view of someone looking in from the waterfall.
Right.
So sort of just even around this much of a corner. But
Okay.
we can go further. I'm also good with going further in if people want to. Just resting would be good. The wind punches hard.
Position your tokens where you'd like. And then what do you want to do on the short rest? Do you want to like light a fire, play the ocarina?
Play the ocarina for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do that. And I might give myself back a key point. If that's still one key point at the beginning of the rest. I think I'll do that.
You can definitely do that, yeah.
Y'all say that the ocarina can only do one of those things?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I talked over the music.
No, you're good.
Nice.
A lovely ditty.
I don't know. Little Zelda for you. All right. The actual ocarina song. All right, so yeah, so you're playing the ocarina. You're not playing it loudly because you definitely don't want the sound bouncing too much. But this ocarina almost even feels like it's only meant for the people very near and close to you. It is not something that travels very far, and that might be due specifically to the magic nature of this instrument. And yeah, you get a key point back. Actually, on a short rest, monks get key points back just no matter what.
Oh, so maybe I shouldn't have burnt that. Maybe I should.
Yeah, so you don't need. If you want to burn it on something else, that's fine.
Can I? Okay, let me check.
Absolutely, yeah.
So what is this that he can benefit himself or other people?
No, I can do other people as well. Restore one use barbarian rage. Restore one spell slot in a druid or mage, or restore 10 hit points to one individual. Is anyone like really low on hit points? But don't we get that back with the rest?
I have dice I can roll.
You get some of it.
I have dice I can roll. I have used one of my spell slots. Did you use a rage, Adam?
I only have
Earlier.
I only have one rage right now.
And how many do you normally have?
I can go up to 3. But yeah, I've had one this whole session.
Rage.
The thing is that I don't anticipate. Well, I don't know what's going to happen combat-wise. I really only
have it and not need it, then need it and not have it.
Yeah. So if we have more than one fight, then I might want to rage more than once, and that would be useful to have.
I think that there's just, and here we are very much talking over the table, but you being at 1 rage versus 2 rages to me is more valuable of a difference between me being down a second level spell slot but still having 2, or being at 3 second level spell slots.
Sure.
That'll come back to bite us in the ass real hard if I don't have healing or something at some point, but it's just that's sort of how it feels to me. That's one of your primary resources, and you're down to one of them, whereas I still have more options.
Okay, yeah. I'll take a rage.
Yeah, I'll give you one of those rages.
All right, so playing the ocarina restores a little bit of that ability to enrage yourself and become more.
Oh, it's so damn beautiful. That ocarina makes me sort of mad.
I'm going to be rolling hit dice.
Okay. How many you got?
Well, we discovered that we've been playing that one wrong, remember? That it's roll, see the result,
Oh, that's right.
then
You
roll,
can
see the
decide.
result.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna
17.
We're gonna call that good.
Yeah.
When we leveled up, it wasn't with a long rest. So was it just our max that increased, or did we get those hit points also?
No, you got that. Yeah, you got the
Okay.
ones with you. Yeah.
And we would have added both one to our max and one to our current hit dice.
Yeah,
the
the
new
only
one
resources
that
you guys
came
have
in.
used is basically the scorpion guy fight, and then Elef and Connie fighting the one dude. Because that was today as well, but
But also we would have gained a hit die when we leveled up.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. A few bats fly from somewhere further in the cave past you as well. Cryon, this smells exactly the same as last time as well. You're pretty sure this is the same cave. Yeah, the waterfall, the bend in the cave. You didn't look past this first diversion to the right. This cave does seem to go back with the river pretty far. In case that's something you were interested in. But also, you think that crystal thing might be just to the right here.
But there's a potential path leading off in the other direction.
Yeah.
Never split up the party.
Which way had Cryon gone when he was here? He'd gone to the right.
Gone to the right.
Right.
Yeah.
And do we see an
So-
elevation, like a change in elevation between the two paths?
The river is flowing down and out this way. So the river does seem to be going uphill very slightly.
Down and out, but uphill.
It's flowing down toward you.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, so going that way would go up. Yeah.
So if we already know what's in the chamber with the crystal, maybe we should check out the other way just to see what else is happening.
Yeah, good shout.
Okay.
Yeah.
Feel free to continue to move.
Kind of as we're going, if I can be ritually casting Speak with Animals.
Absolutely, yeah. You could have started that on your short rest too. I
Okay,
think.
so if I did that, I would probably be talking. I'd be trying to talk quietly to the bats.
Yeah.
Hi guys.
Hello.
Anything interesting in these caves?
Oh, there are so many things that are interesting in these caves. Depends on what you mean. My friend over there, he pooped.
Guano.
Right. Guano.
Very expensive currency in certain parts of the world.
Is this bat
Somehow he's-
literally spoken?
Not quite. He just does that with his wing.
Okay.
Life is shit. Get to know this.
Jesus Christ.
Is there anything else that you need?
Are there any particular areas where there are lots of people in these caves?
Oh, there are many people. If you go this way to the up the stairs and you go out into the bright shining light, there are many people up there.
Which way did he point with his wing cigarette? I wasn't quite.
to the left. So up and to the left. And Connie, you can see that there's while this cave sort of ends, and actually kind of the water seems to just be coming out of the rock itself. At this point, there's no cave. There is a little bit of a cavern off to the left. And that's where he was sort of indicating that that's a way to go where there are many people and then sunlight, it seems like.
Yeah, so I'll relay that to other people. And down this way?
Down this way. Not even I go that way anymore. There is a very bright light. The bugs, they don't fly so well over there. I don't go. C'est la vie.
C'est l'amour. Do you mean that the light seems to be harming them?
They just don't fly so well. Big people. They might squish you. We don't go over there. Are you going to go over there? Is a fool's errand.
I'd like to say that, like, McHeck has spent enough time, like, looking for, like, fungus and, you know, other herbal ingredients in caves.
Yeah.
That, like, he's like, yep, bats. Always have a cigarette.
Motherfucking man.
No goddamn idea where they came from.
He's like smoking a beetle. Caught a beetle. Smoking.
I'm just gonna... So, there do, in fact, seem to be giants and some kind of crystal that causes the bugs to not fly as well to the right. Or did he say a crystal or just the bright light?
He said the bright light.
Bright light, yeah. A bright light that causes the bugs to not fly as well. And then to the left, there is stairs up into the bright light, which I would assume is the surface of the mountain, and lots of people. Also, I called us fools at least a couple times. Kind of. It was hard to tell. Maybe it was just everyone. He seems generally dismissive.
Well, we don't want to go outside right now, do we?
I don't think we want to be around lots of people either. Like, that sounds really interesting and scary. Why are we here? We're here to kill Siege Santas? Did he say we're Siege Santas?
Do you, have any notion of large metal spikes that might come through the ground anywhere around here?
No, such things are outside the mountain. Not for me to worry about. Me and my brothers, we stay in together.
Fair enough.
Good beetle.
What if one of us went on a little reconnaissance? I'm the smallest. I'm the most spry. I could go down that little left channel, see what I could see, combat, report. I'm going to be way less conspicuous than Connie.
Indeed. Based on the information that we're getting from the bat that Mikek is passing to us, so up here kind of leads up and outside, yeah? Andy?
A little
Or
bit,
is
yeah.
it through here?
No. I'm sorry. Yeah, straight and to the left then.
Yeah.
Is what leads up and outside. To the right leads to that light, according to the bat. And
So that means that this little tunnel here leads to the cave with the crystals.
seems to, yeah.
As well as wasn't there another? Oh, that's the one path that goes that way, right? There's a second one. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it might be helpful to do some quick recon that way, Cryon. But I don't know. We're trying to destroy this crystal. Do we think that the crystal somehow powers this mountain somehow? Or something?
I don't know. All I know is that the last time I was in this cave, there was some sort of ceremony that seemed to be paying respect to the crystal. To be honest, those creatures, although they hadn't seen me, those creatures didn't necessarily seem aggressive or evil or bad. They were just having a ceremony that I don't know if the crystal is benevolent or bad.
Well, yeah, maybe some quick recon. And by the way, bugbears happen to be quite stealthy.
No,
it's a
no,
misconception.
Of course.
Just saying.
No, of course. So, yeah, that might be fun for me to just go on a little mission. So, I I can't see where I'm headed. Right? Am I?
Right. I was gonna say
This
that's the
way,
other thing
Andy?
is yeah. So yeah, that's the direction. Going that way, there is no light at all. Halflings can't see in the dark.
So
You would not be able to see without torchlight, and torchlight can kind of give away your position if you're sneaky.
Connie might suggest, based off of his reminder that, well, I'm stealthy too, maybe both of us can go, and I can use my dark vision to kind of lead us to where we need to go. But also, I'm open to hearing what Mikak and Elef think we should
You've
do.
got vision. I have no idea.
Mikek, Elef?
I was waiting for Galva because he usually has ideas about plans. I think it's fine. Like we need to kind of like understand like what the lay of the land is and like where possible enemies are and stuff, right? So I think it's okay to do some recon, but we just gotta be careful, like super careful, because we're here for a goal, right? And that goal is to
Bring
Your
down the
friend.
mountain.
Your friend sounds like a bat.
Upon occasion, yes.
She is batty.
So,
also like I do have like I have message. So if you guys like can stay like within 60 feet of me, let me check the range of that. Then we can like kind of be like safe.
I'm gonna
120 feet.
I'm gonna sort of pull Kitty out of my pack. Okay. I'm pretty sure you can see quite well in the dark and sense quite well. If this mountain isn't stopped, they are going to blow up all the treasure in Burden. And then we can never have people pay us that treasure. If you help us here, I will give you half of whatever monetary treasure I get out of this. Is there any way you can communicate with me what you see?
And it kind of hops over to the wall, and it starts to kind of, with one of its clawed wings, sort of draw a little bit on the wall.
I'm gonna go look.
It looks like a stick figure, crudely drawn.
This is a person? Is this one of us?
Give me an animal handling check real quick.
$16.
You think it was mostly demonstrating its ability to communicate to you
Through drawing.
rather than trying to, yeah.
Alright, well, everyone, it seems like Kitty is interested in helping us out in exchange for treasure. Because Kitty keeps an eye on the bottom line. We could maybe send Kitty one direction, Connie goes the other, we stay in the middle? I don't know. I'm not really sure. Look, fundamentally, we have 2 bombs. We should place them places where we can do a lot of damage with them, and then get the hell out of here.
Well, we already have some sense of what lies down yonder, so that might help mitigate any confusion in the communication between Kitty and us. So why don't we send Kitty that way, and they can let us know if they see a crystal and a circle of giants or whatever. And Cryon and I can go up this way and report back real careful about what we see up there. The more information we have, the better. How's that sound?
I like that.
Sounds good.
Cool.
I'm gonna try to just stay 120 feet behind them, unless it seems like they're going way far away, so that they can message me, so that I can just have message up.
I'm gonna leave myself probably here as a hub point. And if I hear screaming or anything, I will come running. But I'm also going to tell Kitty, be very careful, and if you think you're in danger of being seen, come back to me, okay? And I'm going to, like, jingle a coin purse slightly.
Nice.
Try and make sure you hold on, tug onto my pant leg or my trench coat, or you can ride on my back.
Where are you? I can't see you anymore. Where are you?
Yeah. So there is a rushing river going through here too, by the way, and across that river then is that cavern that supposedly leads up. So Cryon, this is about as far as you can see at all. You can hold on to Connie's coattails and try to swim across.
I've been doing that all game.
Right.
You can either hold on to the coattails or like climb up and just like ride on my shoulders or something as I.
That's true too.
The river.
You could try to ride.
Yeah, let's do whichever is the cutest.
What's the cutest?
Also, McHeck is going to sort of prop the torch up so it looks like someone might have like left it and would come back to it. Find the nearest sort of pile of large rocks and just go and be entirely in his shell as just another boulder.
Nice.
And now we went.
Right on. Yeah, give me a stealth check for that. I like it, yeah. Connie, give me an athletics check to swim across the river with Cryon on your back.
15.
18 athletics for me.
All right, I like. Okay. 18 athletics. Yeah, you both. There's a few times where the water that's pretty powerful and it's actually somewhat deep here, kind of splashes up and onto you, Cryon, and you really have to hold on. But the two of you make it over to the other side, and you're still on his shoulders as he crawls up out of the water. This cavern you cannot see at all, Cryon, but you did hear a click. Connie, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
So I have danger sense, which gives me advantage on dex saving throws against effects I can see, such as traps and spells.
Okay, this
and I have dark
is
vision.
something that you're barely able to see. It is a large boulder on some sort of swinging contraption, and it's coming straight at the two of you.
All right, so I'm going to roll with advantage.
Okay.
I feel like the rock
tiny bit harder with Cryon on your back.
Nice.
21. Yeah. Oh, so you were just able to pull Cryon back as well, and dodge, putting your body all the way against the wall. This thing swings out and over immediately the water. If it hit you, you might have just had a very hard time now not being shoved in the river and over the edge of this giant floating mountain.
And that felt like a trap that we triggered?
That felt like a trap. You hit a pressure plate probably or something.
Oh man, I was telling Elef back in that basement in Burden that I had this danger sense. At the time, I think I let it get a bit out of hand, but this time it was useful.
It's a Connie tingle.
It's a Connie tingle. That's something that Vern used to do to me too, but that's something else. All right, Cryon,
All right.
You just hold on to me, and we'll keep going, and eventually there should be some light.
Yeah, so Cryon, you're just kind of riding on his back for now. If you want to give me a perception check to listen, you can really try your best to try to hear what's going on. And Connie, if you wanted to look ahead, that's fine, but your vision then would require you to have disadvantage on it.
And needless to say, we are trying to be stealthy.
Then Connie, give me a stealth check.
Pass Without Trace is still on, right?
Yeah, it is for now. Yep.
Nice.
33. You guys are moving so silently, and Cryon, you're having such an easy time now distinguishing what's not our noises and what is something else. You can hear a few bats flitting through the air back and forth, even though you can't see them.
Biting beetles
Connie,
as they go.
Yeah, and Connie, you're not able to see much. You're barely able to make out the train in this darkness.
Yeah, this was always a side effect of a Connie tingle. Just kind of a little haze.
All right, so the two of you are doing that. And McKeck and Elef, you have just let Kitty go off into the caves?
With explicit instructions to flee as quickly as and be like cautious and flee.
Okay. Probably about 3 or 4 minutes pass. 5 minutes pass. Maybe 10 minutes pass, and you haven't heard from Connie, Cryon, or Kitty. And then you hear some flapping, and Kitty comes flying out of the cave. Lands right in front of you. Looks a little wide-eyed, and it kind of hops over to the wall and starts sort of scrawling on the wall, kind of. And fuck it, if you can see this, I'll just draw it on our map here. What it's doing. So it's doing this.
I don't see anything.
We can't. He's not letting us see it, Dom, because we don't have...
Connie, so McKeck and Elef should be able to kind of see it. That's what it scrolled.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
Can you... Oh, no, you can't explain it to us. We're nowhere near. Darn it.
Yeah.
But they can describe it to us as players.
I'm not actually moving. I'm just moving so that the circle of light falls on it better because it was like half in shadow.
Oh, is that like something like kneeling, like a humanoid kneeling and then reaching up? Is that what this is?
McKeck is actually going to like pop out and do that position essentially. So like my back legs are kind of folded under me. My front legs are like this.
At this, Kitty starts dancing, kind of dancing around and twirling around, very happy that you somehow got that from this.
I'm gonna toss Kitty a gold piece.
Right on.
Pictionary with a I forgot what this is called.
Pseudo dragon.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, that's what's communicated there.
So probably the giants are still there. Oh, also Kitty, pointing at the picture of the bowing figure. Big, really big. Okay, the giants are still there.
Yep. All right. Up ahead of Connie and Cryon. Cryon, you're starting to freak out. This is just a sensory deprivation chamber, essentially, for you. It is so silent, and you're floating through the air on the back of Connie. The only real sense you have right now is the smell of several-day bugbear who hasn't showered.
Hey, I just swam through the river. What do you want from me? That wasn't enough of a bath.
A wet fur, sort of Connie. But up ahead, then both of you do, after you started climbing stairs at this point, you do see a bit of light then up ahead. It looks like this kind of goes out into sunlight a little bit. And as you get a little bit closer, then you start to see shadows and figures passing in front of the light.
Walking in front of the light?
Right. Like they're walking, like this is like a cave entrance, and they're walking just in front of it, back and forth.
What do you think, Cryon? Think we should try to get closer and try to look out?
Okay. You who? Both of us? You or me? Who has the best stealth?
I mean, if I had to put a numerical value on my sense of stealth, I'd say maybe around a 6.
Yeah, I would have guessed just off the top of my head. Mine's a 7.
Yours more? Wait, did you say yours a 7?
Yeah.
Oh man, Vern and I would measure our stealth together, and he was, Vern was like 8 or 9.
Well, let's talk about that when we're.
let's
That's more like a campfire conversation.
Vern's 8 or 9. Let's talk about that later.
Yeah, we can talk about Vern's 8 or 9 later.
I just off the top of my head, I would guess that maybe my stealth ability, if you were to numerically rate it, is 1 higher than yours. That's all I would say.
Yeah, I mean, which is awesome. That's so cool, Cryon. Good for you. High five.
Yeah.
Probably what's more important is, do we trust Adam or Dom to roll a die right now?
It's been a while since the break, so it's sort of getting into a push.
Look,
Excuse me.
Cryon,
All right,
I think.
Adam, I'm gonna roll a stealth thing.
Yeah, go on ahead.
You've been doing all that strong swimming and
Exactly.
navigating.
Although, to be fair, no, I probably would trust Dom more because luck. As in lucky
absolutely.
feet.
Right. Yeah.
13.
Okay, 13. A 13 crown.
With
All right.
with past no,
It's the 23, right? With Pass Without Trace.
It's been 10 more minutes. I think
This
you
is
have about
probably-
5 to 10 minutes left of that. Yeah. So you're getting toward the end of it, but yeah. So a 23 total. All right, Cryon. Yeah, you're moving up on ahead, very carefully. You just see these kind of figures walking back and forth. Now you're starting to be able to hear a little bit of their conversation as they pass in front of the cavern. It's all about. We're almost there. We're almost in range. It's not long now. That sort of thing is what you hear back and forth. It seems like they're manning some equipment. But again, yeah, that's about all you can hear at the moment.
Okay. So I'll scuttle back to.
All right. As you scuttle back, please give me a dexterity saving throw.
oh no.
Oh, because there's the chance that I might have tripped something or. Oh,
You hear another click.
a dex.
I was honestly gonna say earlier, all right, I'll stay here, keep an eye out for any traps or anything. Oh, but thank God I didn't.
A 24. You see, you click something, and you see the wall next to you light up in some sort of circular, runic fashion, and you're barely able to just duck and scurry out of the way before you just see a fire blast straight from that rune, straight across. Even hitting someone smaller like you, it would have fried your head if that hit you. And it makes a lot of noise. You just hear of flame here. It lights up the entire cave. You can now see Connie down the cave for the first time in this firelight, just eyes wide. And you hear a lot of voices then behind you turn, and now shouting at the mouth of the cave as soldiers are now running down the cave toward you.
Oh.
Could we hear that from where we were?
You heard a... And you even see the light shine at the end of the cave here. It was intense and bright.
The stone next to Elef is just going to go,
Yeah.
that's probably not promising.
I mean, like, explosions are like always promising, right? Like, they only lead to good things, so it's probably a good thing that we should go make sure that they're okay. But also, like, explosions are good.
So you start running, Cryon, about 10, 15 feet before the light behind you turns off. And now it's just darkness ahead of you. You know Connie is 15, 20 feet ahead of you at this point. And there are advancing soldiers, maybe 50 feet behind you now.
So wait, so the light behind Cryon went out?
The cave
sun?
entrance is still there, but that's not lighting too much further.
Oh,
in the cave.
okay.
Yeah, the light from the fire trap is what was lighting most everything for him. And now that is gone. And you hear the advancing soldiers behind you.
So
And we're going to
Cryon's-
stop there for tonight.
Oh no! I have an
We're
idea.
getting so much juicy information then.
Keep the idea
Write
for
your
next
idea
time, ladies and
down.
gentlemen, as we're getting close. Hey, everyone! Next week is the finale of this arc. Everyone, they're gonna wrap some stuff up next week, so you don't want to miss this. This is gonna be really fun. It's gonna be really cool.
But Andy, when you say the finale of the arc, that's just basically a very soft pause on that particular adventure that they're on. The world that Cryon is a place that you can come back to. I just want to make that clear to
100%. Yeah, brother. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, if Cryon doesn't die, which let's hope he doesn't, I'm sure he's fine. And McHeck is a really good healer. You're good. And Dom, you are welcome back at any point you want to come back. We love this game. We're having so much fun with you. So Dom has to go do some Hollywood stuff. So we're gonna pause that for a little bit and we'll wrap up this like mountain arc. Is basically what that means. And then once schedules are freed up again, we can come back to this and Cryon and the gang at any point. So that's sort of what we're doing. Quick reminder, everyone. Exclamation point Discord in the chat. We'll give you a link to join our Discord and be able to have conversations about the games that we play, games in general. We have a whole channel on our Discord devoted to pets right now, because seeing everyone's pets is just a delight. So you can always come in and share that. We have Thursday night Spire with Elise this week, right? Is that this week? You good? Yep. Okay, back this week.
Next week they're on a break.
Right, next week they're on a break. Okay, and then Friday night is Tier. And then we're going to start doing a couple new things on Fridays, off and on. We're going to do a one shot with Lena and Adam and Elise, and that's going to be 2 Fridays.
2 shot.
A 2-shot, right?
No,
2-shot.
2-shot.
It's a very small campaign. It's 2-shot, and we're going to be playing a game called Misspent Youth. And so it's going to be a little different than Dungeons and Dragons, but it's still role play. And then is there Goat's Eye View next Tuesday?
Yes, there'll be a Goat's Eye View. I'm still working on the topic.
Awesome.
One of the other advantages of, if you've ever seen it on Tuesdays, we do sort of a talk discussion show. And if you're in the Discord, I drop in topic lists so that you can talk about what you'd like to see us chat about. Last week, or rather this week, last Tuesday, was communication at the TTRPG table. It was a really good episode. You can catch it here on Twitch, and it'll be up on our YouTube soon.
It was a great episode. I think everybody should fucking watch that. There was so much good wisdom dropped.
Right, not just about games, but also about just life and communication. And everyone was a damn philosopher. It was awesome. And yeah, if that's the kind of thing that you want, if you're new to Dungeons and Dragons, I thoroughly suggest some of the Goat's Eye View content, because we're just kind of getting into the nitty gritty of stuff. And Dom, you got anything going on this week, or you want to promote anything?
Nothing to promote. I just have to do a little bit of traveling, which in this time is very delicate, strange, and that means that you have to, be in kind of isolation here and then isolation in the place that I'm going to, which means that what would normally be kind of a 4-day trip is now closer to kind of a 2-week trip with all the stuff.
Right, yeah.
But no, nothing really.
All right, yeah. Then I guess we'll see everyone here next week for our little arc finale here, and then I think how do I normally wrap this up? I guess we love all of you. We love all of you so much. You're so awesome. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out with us. And I keep wanting to say, is it Thursday yet? Fucking name. And we'll see you guys later. From all of us on Goats and Dragons, have an excellent evening. Good night.
Bye, friends.
Good night, everybody. Be well. Take care of each other. Love y'all.
Good night.